Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network. Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Here at Fields and Brown Barbershop, legacy means a lot. We're trying to fill big shoes left by my two uncles and my grandfather, where every haircut came with conversation and every customer left a little taller than when they walked in. The barbershop is about pride. It's about knowing your barber knows your name and your story. Come see us at Fields and Brown Barbershop, where tradition never goes out of style. 3 generations, 1 legacy, your barbershop.
Arctic Air keeps your home or business comfortable. For more than 20 years, we provided outstanding residential and commercial services through Southern Middle Tennessee. Whether you need assistance with your heat, air conditioning, preventive maintenance, or anything in between, trust our reliable team to get the job done. We'll take the time to figure out your specific needs and recommend what we believe is right and best for your situation.
We've been using Arctic Air for over 15 years now. Their service is great, they're here when we need them, and their prices are competitive. They take the worry out of the heat and air so I don't have to.
Arctic Air. When you need us, we'll be there.
Financial advisor Scott Beasley knows time spent with family is everything. As a founder of Beasley Wealth Management, his mission is to give clients the freedom to enjoy time with family without the burden of financial concerns. A local of Lawrenceburg, Scott deeply values building relationships with clients, ensuring they make informed decisions concerning asset management, tax planning, and retirement planning. Offering a free initial consultation, Beasley Wealth Management helps clients pursue their aspirations with confidence.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And welcome everybody here to our Week 11, Mike, edition of the Friday Night Lights, getting you ready for all the high school football action going down tonight across Southern Middle Tennessee and Northern Alabama. It's not Friday.
Nope.
It's Thursday.
Yeah, we're starting a little early this week.
Yeah, we are starting a little early because all you little trick-or-treaters can get out there and get your candy, and I get to, never mind, my son gets to eat it. I'm going to rely on my daughter.
You're not the parent that checks every piece of candy just to make sure?
I'm 100% that parent, especially if it's a Butterfinger.
Oh, yeah.
You know, 'cause what's your favorite candy?
I was a Twix guy, but I've really become a Snickers guy as of late.
Okay.
I love a good Snickers.
I love both of those, but I'm a Butterfinger.
You're a Butterfinger guy?
I
love a good Butterfinger cake.
Dude, it's the best thing to put into a blizzard, especially if you get extra Butterfinger.
Try it out. I'll look at that one. I haven't tried that one before.
That's my go-to. It works out pretty well. But, Mike, let's get into the high school football side of things. We'll start off with Lawrence County. We've got the game going on behind us right now just because I'm tired of black screens going on. But what a heartbreaker last week, man. They played so well, 460 yards offense. Logan Clayton threw for 387. I'm still not sure if that's a school record or not. Or yet it should be. It should be. But, man, the offense was doing good. Defense got some good stops. Special teams made some plays, but speaking of, you give up a kick return for a touchdown, then you give up a long touchdown play there at the end, and their mess ups on special teams is what forced them to go for 2, and they did it over and over again and got it, and just another heartbreaking loss for Lawrence County.
Yeah, it's weird. You don't see mistakes end up helping a team, but they really did with Lincoln County, because once they started going for 2, that's what gave them the separation in this game, and that was the 1-point difference at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. And but they've got James Lawson, who formerly used to be Hillwood, and they kind of combined. Lawrence County was in the same region as Hillwood a couple years ago, and pretty much handled him pretty good there. But this is a James Lawson team on the cusp there, making the playoffs. So I guess you got 2 4 seeds in different regions battling each other. They've got to face Page and Nolensville and that whole group, but they're athletic. They got some guys that can play. This is going to be a pretty good test for Lawrence County as they get ready for the first round of the playoffs. looking like Walker Valley, could be Ray County, could be a lot of different teams on the other side.
I would say this is James Lawson team is probably one that the schedule could be a little deceiving. As you see that they're 3-5, but you look and the losses to teams like Page, Nolensville, Brentwood Academy. So they're having to play these big Nashville schools due to their location. But I think this is also a good opportunity for Lawrence County to play a team that may not have the all of the momentum towards their side, and a big win leading into the playoffs goes a long way.
They need to get that bad taste out
Yes.
of their mouth. And another thing to mention, Mike, that it's been raining all week, especially on Wednesday. I mean, it's like we need to build a boat because the flood is about to happen. So that could play a factor in what happens here.
Yeah, I would say I'm not sure exactly what kind of offense James Lawson runs, but I know that Lawrenceburg has been very dominant on the ground. Obviously, they had the big game through the air last week, but have traditionally been a ground-heavy team, so I think that this weather could honestly benefit them more.
All right, let's hear what the Wildcats have to say. Head coach Garrick Barnett and kicker Sarah Morrison. Well, Garrick, I know this past Friday didn't go the way you guys wanted to, but what kind of positives you take from a game like that?
Lincoln County's kudos to those guys. Coach County, they do a great job of doing what they want to do. Being physical up front, and they gave us a different kind of look than what we've seen all year. As far as offense goes, and so we tried to expose that, and I think that's maybe the first time ever in Lawrence County history that we've thrown for more than 40 times in a game. It's just, but that's what they were giving us, and so that's we were there. If there's another minute or so on the clock, maybe we are able to get the ball back and put another drive together. But just run out of time. They made one more play than we made at the end, and that's a good football team. I don't feel like we're a 4 seed. It feels like 1A, 1B, 1C, and 1D. In our region, and so I was texting with some of the region coaches today, and they are along with me. We feel like we got a good chance against that other region, and so obviously we don't pull for each other during the season, but once we get in the playoffs, we'll cheer on those guys. We hope for the best for them until they meet us again, and so and then of course we'll go after them. But yeah, there's a lot of good takeaways defensively. We had some 2-point plays we give up. Offensively, a couple turnovers. Special teams we give up a touchdown, but we also made some plays in those areas too. So after watching film, we had a short week, so we couldn't spend a lot of time harboring on it. We're getting ready for James Lawson. They're coming in Thursday. And so, it's kind of one of those deals where we all know, the players know, it was after the game, I told them, I said, I want to go punch something and cry and all that at the same time. There's so much emotion. And our guys, they were emotional too. And that's, as a coach, that's one thing I'm proud of, that they care that much, that it means that much. And so, I wouldn't have it really lost by no stretch of the imagination, but our guys also understand that we still got a chance to do something pretty special. I don't know how often it happens, but I would say 4 seeds usually don't beat 1 seeds. And, challenge our guys to let's go make that happen. And so, first let's get James Lawson, and then we'll start looking at, whether it's Ray County or whether it's Walker Valley, either one. It's one apples and oranges. It's all about matchups and exposing those matchups. So,
what have you seen out of James Lawson?
James Lawson is they're super athletic. They used to be where Hillwood is in Nashville. Kind of got those same kind of kids east of Nashville going out 40. Brand new facilities up there. They got brand new school. It's really nice. I don't know how they travel. I'm not sure if we'll have a loaded crowd, if it'll be loud and chaotic, but it's a 2-hour bus ride, so that's definitely to our advantage. Anytime a team has to get on the bus and travel, a couple hours, it's usually not great, and so we hope to take advantage of that. They've got about 3 guys that are really super athletic. They get the ball in their hands, they can score. They've played some not similar teams, but they played Page. They're in Page's region, Page and Centennial and Nolensville, and so we got some scores from those. And Creekwood, they played them as well. So we've got a good idea of what we think we can do. They're not going to be almost polar opposite of what Lincoln County was. Lincoln County was let's put as many guys in the box as you can, and let's snap it to one, and here it comes. And this team is going to be they're going to try to do that. They've got some different formations that they use, but they're better on the perimeter. They're more athletic. They're going to attack us. Those quick screens that we run, they're going to really attack those. And so, we think we can get some pump and go type stuff offensively, but it just kind of depends on what they do. So we'll see.
What do you want to see out of your team here on Thursday?
It should be nasty weather. It should be pretty muddy.
Yeah.
Our field, is obviously not the best as far as holding water, and and we've got a lot of things we need to try to do in the off season, try to alleviate that. But it's going to be muddy. It's going to be fun. I think our kids haven't played in the mud, and we've got some athletes that I don't know how they'll respond to the mud, because you're going to have a wet ball slip out of your hand on a fast screen or a now screen or whatever, And so when that happens, we want to see our kids respond the right way. If we get a chance to get up, let's pour it on. If we get down, let's not stay down. Let's get back up and let's go get them.
All right, Sarah, I know last week didn't go the way this team wanted it to, but what kind of positives can you guys take away from a game like that?
Well, it was a really hard-fought game. I feel like everybody played really well. I mean, it was really close. It was a really good game. The defense did well. The offense did really well, too. So, I think it was good.
Got a big week coming up. Got James Lawson coming in, homecoming. Let's talk about everything that goes into homecoming week.
We put a lot of hard work in. I know it's homecoming week, but we keep that out of our mind and, focus on the game and practice and work hard like always.
James Lawson, what kind of things have you guys seen out of them so far, and what should we expect here on Thursday?
I think they're a well put together team too. I know are they from Murfreesboro, I think? Nashville, something like that. Yeah. So, they're going to be a really good team. We're going to have to play hard, but I think, we're a good team, so we should be able to beat them.
And what's it going to take to get a win here on Thursday?
What's it going to take?
Yeah.
Everybody to play good, offense to do well, defense to do well.
Yeah. All right, Mike, what are the keys to the game for the Wildcats here coming up tonight?
Yeah, I think the big thing is don't let the weather play too much of an impact. I know it's going to be rainy, it's going to be gross, it's going to be wet all over the place, but I think you just keep the ball on the ground, avoid some mistakes, and try to build some momentum leading into the playoffs.
All right, well, coming up next, Mike will go to Class 2A, checking with Loretto and Summertown for their regular season finales, and plus checking with Mount Pleasant when we return.
A local law firm respected throughout the state. Generations of clients have turned to Boston, Holt, and Durham since 1948. We assist individuals and businesses with their legal needs, including real estate, property closings, personal injury, employment discrimination, and family law. Our clients get the personal attention and convenience of a hometown law firm with the resources and ability to handle any case. Come see us at Boston, Holt, and Durham.
Since opening our doors in 1904, Builtwell Bank has existed to be the local economic engine for the communities we serve. No matter if you're buying a car, saving for retirement, or finally buying that forever home, Builtwell Bank is here to help. From personal checking and savings accounts to a full suite of business and commercial banking with treasury management services, we'll make sure you'll have a dedicated Builtwell banker that understands your unique needs and stands by you every step of the way. No matter where you are in Tennessee or Northwest Georgia, there's likely a Builtwell Bank location nearby. Come see us and let our dedicated financial team help you with all of your banking needs. Member FDIC.
Fast, friendly, and reliable service is our promise to you, because you're not just a customer, you're family. From multi-use linen to branded floor coverings and a complete range of cleaning supplies, C&B Linen is here to make sure you have everything you need. From our high-quality products to our fast, friendly, and reliable service, you'll experience the difference with C&B Linen, because you're not just a client, you're part of our family. You'll be winning with C&B Linen.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And welcome back to the Week 11 version of the Friday Night Lights on Thursday. Getting you ready for all the high school football action going down Southern Middle Tennessee and Northern Alabama. Mike, let's go to Class 2A. Let's start off with Summertown. Tough loss last week to Decatur Riverside that knocks them out of the 4 seed there, but still a lot to play for the Eagles coming up tonight.
Yeah, coming into the season, expectations were a little wavy because you didn't know what to expect because obviously you lost a bunch of talent from the team the year before, but you came out firing. You were 2-1 through the first 3 games of the season. You won your first 2 home games. Mm-hmm. You had a close battle with Mount Pleasant, so you had some good vibes. But as you got later in the season, the depth started playing a factor, injuries, attrition, things like that. And it may not be the greatest way to end the season, but you do have a region game on the road tonight that could definitely build some momentum going forward.
You could possibly ruin something for them at the end of the day here, and they're just, you feel bad for them that the injury bug just crept up, and it felt like every week they were losing a starter, and it just became one too many at the end. I would have loved to see where this team could be. They would definitely be in the playoffs in the postseason if this team was fully healthy.
Yeah, and the difference in this one, because Adamsville or Summertown would technically have the tiebreaker with Adamsville based off region records, but the non-region record ended up kind of biting them in the rear end here at the end of the season. But still, definitely no reason to hang your head if you're Summertown at all.
Yeah, let's hear what the Eagles have to say. Head coach Dan Winfrey and offensive lineman Aiden Hill. Well, Coach, I know this past Friday didn't go the way you guys wanted it to, but the team still fought pretty hard there at the end.
Oh, we did. We had a ball game, and I'm trying to put my thoughts together, remember how it played out. But 14-14, our kickoff coverage has been a problem for us, and we tried the onside kick, and their guy scoops it and goes, and then they come back on their kickoff, and they kick it into one of our guys and recover it. So, 2 kicks was a big turnaround. That was a 14-point change, and, it was hard to overcome.
And it's just kind of a story of just a couple plays late that they kind of bit you there.
Yeah, I mean, and we talked about, we've had some adversity to overcome. Sometimes life ain't fair, and it just seems like when things aren't going good, it ain't going good. And it doesn't during that little stretch. But now we did a lot of good things. We had a pretty good offensive night. Ran the ball well, threw the ball better. We've been trying to get some explosive plays, and I think we had 8 20-yard plays the other night, so that was better. So, again, a lot of good stuff, just not enough.
Yeah. Coming into the regular season finale, and and a good team in Adamsville standing in the way.
Yeah, very very similar to Riverside. Scheme-wise, defense, scheme-wise, offense, both got some pretty good players, and they've had a couple more wins maybe, but good football team to finish with, no doubt.
Yeah, you talked about the offense and how happy you were with it. How do you want to see them play into this final game?
Just keep doing what we're doing. I mean, we're into this thing now. What's the old saying? When you get to the dance, you got to dance with who you came with. And we're well into the dance now, and so we keep rolling. But it was encouraging to see some explosive plays throwing the ball. We've gone through a couple of nights where we didn't complete one, and be honest with you, one of those nights we didn't matter. We didn't need to, but it sure helps offense, keeps more balance.
Finally, what do you want to see out of your team here coming up on Friday night?
Just play hard. I mean, that's the bottom line. You're at the end of the season, and for the seniors, this is their last chance. The positive to it, you always try to find the silver lining if you can. The positive, when you're not in the playoffs, you got a chance to win your last game. And, when you're in the playoffs, there's only one team that's going to win the last game. So, we just want to go play hard and give Adamsville fits and see if we can't finish on a good note.
I'm a senior.
Aiden, I know last week didn't go the way you guys wanted it to, but what kind of positives do you take out of a game like that?
Positives, we had a really good passing game, better than the last couple games we've had. We had a good outside running game. We do got to work on running up the middle a little bit more. Positives, defense, we got to get better. But, there were a bunch of positives. Obviously, there were more negatives, as you can see from the score, but we just got to work on those and get them better for this week against Adamsville.
You guys did move the ball pretty well. Your coach told me 8 plays of 20 yards or more. That has to be a pretty good sign.
Yeah, it is a pretty good sign, especially going into this. They're a pretty good team. We just got to execute our plays better than they can.
Like you mentioned, Adamsville coming up, and a pretty good opponent here to finish the year out on.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Let's talk about Adamsville and what you've seen out of them.
They're a pretty good team, pretty solid, obviously, as you can see from their record. They've had a bunch of pretty good wins. They've had some tough losses, same as us, but I think we'll be able to come in and do our job.
Finally, what do you want to see out of your team here in the final game of the season?
Just show what we can do, that we're a better team than most people think we are.
All right, Mike, keys to victory for the Eagles coming up tonight.
Yeah, I saw Adamsville a couple weeks ago. If you can keep the ball out of the hands of J.C. Gray, he's I don't really know what he was. Their punter, holder, wide receiver, running back, quarterback, whatever position they have him at. Number one, keep an eye on him. If you can keep him from making a bunch of big plays, I think Summertown will be able to handle this one.
Yep. Well, let's go over to Loretto. Senior night as Mount Pleasant comes to town, and man, those two have a history, a very entertaining history.
Yeah, I feel like every even since I've been in high school, when these two teams weren't region foes, that every year when these two teams got together, whether it was week 1 or week 10, it was always going to be a good one. I won't forget that one from 2 years ago that was just a back and forth, felt like 1,000 points, 1,000 yards. It's been some great games, and I don't know why this year couldn't be any different.
Yeah, I still remember that game. I was calling Lawrence County and Cheatham County. My game finished because we had a rolling clock in the second half. You weren't even to halftime yet by the time my game finished.
And I think it was like 35-28 at halftime. Like there was, it was touchdown break come out. It was
and then
crazy.
I drove all the way from Cheatham County, all the way back, and I was driving past Mount Pleasant as your game was finishing.
Yeah, I would say that was one of the best high school games I've ever seen, and these two teams always know how to put up a show.
But Loretto is they're making improvements. I know obviously they're not going to make it to the playoffs, and but hey, a lot of that sophomore class looked pretty good, and they got, even though the scoreboard doesn't always show it, they did show a lot of incremental improvement and sometimes big jumps every week.
Well, with the new coaching staff, it was pretty much taking it, starting new, especially with a bunch of the players. You have Lyles at quarterback, a sophomore that didn't get to play his freshman season, so you pretty much have a freshman at quarterback, and then sometimes you're outrunning the spread offense, or something. Sometimes you've gone into the wishbone. Sometimes you've this past week against Bolivar, a lot of I formation. So they've been trying to add new wrinkles to the playbook, and if they can put it all together against Mount Pleasant, mixing in the formations, they could cause some troubles.
Yep. Let's hear what head coach Bryce Glass and Logan Lawn have to say about the game coming up tonight. All right, Bryce, I know Friday didn't go the way you guys wanted to, but what kind of positives you take from a game like that?
Man, we fought the whole game. We come in short again, but kids fought the whole game. I'm super proud of their effort.
Got senior night obviously coming up here. I know it's an emotional time for them. I know it's an emotional time for your coaches as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We got a good group of seniors. I hope they look back and realize they were a part of something bigger than just this season. So we're excited to send them off in the right way.
All the things they accomplished, region title, undefeated season, it's one of the better classes that's ever come through here.
Absolutely. They're very decorated, not just in this sport, but basketball and baseball too. So it's a very good group.
Tough game here with Mount Pleasant coming up, and as your player mentioned, they've got a lot to play for, and you guys would love to ruin it for them.
Oh, absolutely. There ain't nothing like messing up playoffs for somebody else. But yeah, Mount Pleasant's a really good team from top to bottom. They're solid.
Yeah. And you guys have had a lot of instant classics with them over the years, a lot of shootouts, a lot of big plays, and I know a lot of people would love to see another one of those here on Thursday.
Absolutely. I actually watched the game from 23 the other day, just going back and watching some old stuff. So, yeah, we've had a lot of good games with them. Hope to have another one.
Yeah. What's it going to take to get a win here on Thursday?
Keep being consistent, keep doing all that stuff we've been preaching all year long, and see if we can come on the right side of one.
I know last week didn't go the way you guys wanted to, but what kind of positives you take from a game like that?
There wasn't too many positives. We know this game's going to be our last game, and we got a new opportunity this week to really go out and work, and it's our last shot. They got a lot to lose. We got really nothing to lose, so we're just going to go out there and give it our best shot.
You mentioned for you as a senior, it's your final game.
Yes,
how much of you and your fellow senior class kind of thought about that game?
Means a lot. It just means a lot. Last shot.
Yeah. Mount Pleasant, I know, a tough team. What kind of things have you guys seen out of them so far?
Big O-line, D-line, really strong up front, and good quarterback to back them up.
I know this game the last couple of years has been kind of crazy. A lot of wild things have happened. You guys kind of expect more of that coming up here on Thursday?
We're hoping we can settle down a little bit, drive the ball more on offense, and get a bunch of good stops on D.
Yeah, what do you want to see out of your team coming up on Thursday?
A lot of touchdowns. See a lot of touchdowns.
All right, now let's see what the Tigers have to say going into tonight's game. Head coach Kit Hartsfield and dynamic receiver Jaden McClure. Well, Kit, I know Friday didn't go the way you guys envisioned it there, but what kind of positives do you take from a game like that?
It was a hard-fought test, for both teams, and we came up short. Made too many mistakes to beat a good team. But our kids kept fighting, playing hard, all the way to the end. So that is one positive. But we got to clean up our mistakes, moving into this last regular season game before the playoffs.
Like you mentioned, you got one more opportunity before the playoffs come along. What kind of things do you want to see your team clean up moving forward here?
Yeah, just uncharacteristically, we, had 3 turnovers on Friday. I think we've only had 2 on the whole season. So, we've got to do some ball security things like that to make sure, we get back to emphasizing that. We can't have that in these games moving forward. Just fine-tuning the little things. We had some snap infraction issues and kind of got behind the chains. It really made it difficult for us. So those are things you just can't do moving forward.
Loretto coming up, and I know you guys have had your history with them and a lot of wild games in the past.
Yeah, no doubt. Loretto's still playing hard. They got a young team, but you can tell coach is doing a good job with them. They're still working and enjoying being out there playing. They're a big team. They got big guys up front. They play hard, big back. It's hard to tackle. And they throw it around a little bit too. So, you got to show up and be ready to play, and do what you're supposed to do.
What's it going to take to get a win on Thursday?
We got to get back to shutting down the run on defense. I think it starts there at the line of scrimmage. And offensively, we feel like, if we eliminate, our mistakes, things we can control, we're going to move the ball and score touchdowns. So, we got to continue to spread the ball around to our guys, and, we got to run the ball better, moving forward, and that's what we hope to do.
All right, well, I know last week didn't go the way you guys wanted to, but what kind of positives do you take from a game like that?
Hopefully that we can get better from it, see our mistakes that we had, really try to prepare for our next game and then playoffs too, really just to better off from it.
Like you mentioned, what a game like that, even though you lose, how does that prepare you, knowing that the playoffs are in 2 weeks?
It really tries to prepare us mentally and physically, especially knowing that it'll be, bigger teams in the playoff, you know what I'm saying?
You got Loretto coming up, and I know you guys have had some instant classics with those guys and some fun ones with them here in the past.
Yes, sir. Hopefully we just can go in and get the job done, stay focused, trusting all my guys to do their jobs.
Finally, what do you want to see out of your team here on Friday night?
I like to say, what did you say, Sam?
What do you want? How do you want to see your team play here on Friday night?
I just wanted to see us to come up on top, really just to improve from our last game. Any mistakes that we can change and pick up on, just really a better outcome than last week.
All right, Mike, keys to the game here for the Mustangs and the Tigers tonight.
I think for Loretto, try to just get a victory on senior night. It would send the seniors out on a nice way. For Mount Pleasant, it's kind of similar to what I said for Lawrence County. They just built some momentum heading into the playoffs. You're bouncing back from a loss to Lewis County the week before, so you're going to be the 2 seed in this region, and just try to put together a good game leading into the playoffs.
All right, coming up next, we'll check in. Big rivalry game going down in Class Single A, plus Richland on the road. They're at Moore County, and plus we'll take a look at our Northern Alabama game of the week.
Got a dent, a ding, a scratch, or a bent fender? Major or minor, Car Country Collision Center in Leoma can fix you up. Car Country works with all insurance carriers, gives free estimates, can work on foreign and domestic vehicles, and has experience you can trust. They've been in business since 1990. Unfortunately, accidents happen, but you can get your car back on the road with as little hassle as possible with the help of Car Country. Call 931-852-4708 or stop by at 2567 Highway 43 South in Leoma.
everyone, this is Landon Saunders.
And this is Nate Patterson with Cloud9 Fiber.
We're excited to finally be able to offer Lawrenceburg our blazing fast, reliable, and affordable fiber internet services.
If you're looking for a more reliable and more affordable provider, we at Cloud9 Fiber have you covered.
Plans start at $50 a month, and we can offer up to a gigabit to your home or business.
We are excited to be able to offer your first month of service entirely free. We encourage you to sign up on cloud9fiber.com or by calling 931-201-9098 so we can help you make the switch today.
For the best meal from south of the border, head to Cocina Real in Puente Grande for lunch and dinner. With a wide array of mouth-watering entrees, there's something for everyone on the menu. And you can't forget the cheese dip. They'll treat you like family, and you'll never leave hungry. Make Cocina Real Mexican Restaurant and Puente Grande Mexican Restaurant your choice for authentic cuisine, located in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
All right, Mike, wrapping up our pregame show here, week number 11 of the Thursday Night Lights here. Checking out Class Single A, big rivalry game going down in Wayne County as the Wildcats of Wayne County and the Trojans of Collinwood meet up. Both of them in the postseason, but both of them, it's that battle of 3 and 4 right now.
Yeah, but I think both of them at this point have a postseason berth locked up, but both have wins over the two teams below them. But they're both 3 and 6. They're both 2 and 2 in region play. Yeah. This is, it's not for a home playoff spot or anything, but it could be a difference on where you have to travel, and it could save you a couple hours, which could end up making an impact on the field. But man, it's crazy that you have all these games, you get to the end of the season, and this is the real one that makes a difference. Is that last game of the season?
Yeah, absolutely, and it's going to be fun. I mean, Collinwood always tends to play Wayne County really well, no matter how good Wayne County is, and Wayne County tends to play Collinwood really well, no matter how good Collinwood is. But, you're it's a big one. Then also, speaking of, Richland, who is on a tear. Big win at Fayetteville City last weekend. You mentioned it during the break, Mike. If they would have played Wayne County better and not been and have the injuries that they had at Hudlin, they could easily be 10-0 right now.
Yeah, very easily. Richland has, I'd say, their 2 losses are by a combined 16 points right now, a 2-point loss and then a 14-point loss. But you look at how they've played following up that loss to Huntland, 42-8 against Community, 37-7 Eagleville, 31-0 Cornersville, and then they step up and play a 2A team in Summertown, 30-10. And then last week they go to Fayetteville, 37-22. So that offense is getting better, getting in more of a groove, and that defense has really been stepping up big for them too.
Absolutely. Now let's go to our Northern Alabama game of the week. Muscle Shoals, one of the best teams in all the state of Alabama, undefeated. Huge win at Hartsville. They were down 14-0 in the first quarter. 31 answered, come back and had a big game. No, outscored them 31-3, pretty much 31 unanswered. But offense, defense, that team is special. That might be a team playing in early December, I should say.
Yeah, in the late 2010s, like the 2017 to 2020 era for Muscle Shoals, they were always the team that would get to the semifinals every single year, and they would run into a Hoover or whoever it was they would run into. Kind of similar to how Giles County was around that a few years later. This looks like a team that's got that next gear in them, and they can finish off the regular season Thursday against Austin, and then they already know their first round of the state tournament against May Jemison. So I would say they have the ability to look ahead, but still a perfect season on hand for them.
Absolutely. Well, Mike, that will wrap it up. This is our final regular season pregame show. We got a little bit of one coming up next week. We know Lawrence County is in the playoffs. Fortunately for Summertown Loretto, it's done. Wayne County and Collinwood, Richland, Mount Pleasant. So we'll have all them. We'll still have plenty to talk about next week. But for now, for Michael Marks, I'm AJ Good. Don't forget to check out the highlights going down tonight on the Final Score.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Comprehensive care with a compassionate touch. That will always be the guarantee at Encompass Healthcare in Etheridge, Tennessee. Whether you're looking for primary or urgent care, x-ray services, or weight loss treatments, the team at Encompass is equipped to serve your needs today. The doors are open Monday through Thursday from 8 to 5 and from 8 to noon on Fridays. Make an appointment with providers Kendra Brown, Tori Cox, or Ellie Brown today. That's Encompass Healthcare, located on Highway 43 North in Etheridge, next door to Chapman Tire.
The game of basketball and the lessons we've learned in sports has always played an important role in both of our lives. We know the benefits of a good game plan.
Merely hiring a real estate agent and popping a sign in your yard is not enough to win anymore. We have teamed up with Platform Marketing and have been able to secure an exclusive right in our area to market your home in the unique way that we do. So let's go. Team up with us and let's win together.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network. This is the X Sports Network.
And welcome out here to LM Forsyth Field on a chilly Thursday night here in Loretto, the site for our last regular season game of the 2025 season. Michael Marks here bringing you Loretto High School's 2025 senior night. We'll give a quick shout out to those seniors real quick. Number 18, Braden Bennett. Number 78, Devin Brooks. Number 75, Axton Cummins. Number 45, Logan Long. Number 70, Lakin Newcomb. Number 2, that is Andrew Riley. Number 68, Blaze Thomason. Number 61, Paul Thorne. Number 15, Jacob Wilcox. Number 52, Jonathan Wall. Number 4, Dylan Thompson. Number 42, Mason Smith. Number 7, Jaden Powell. Number 50, Skylar McMasters. Number 8, John Hanna. Number 1, Colby Brown. Number 3, Jack Boyd. And number 62, Hunter Bearden. So a little shout out to those Mustang seniors. And all of those seniors are down here at midfield. They will be representing the Mustangs as their captains tonight as both teams get prepared to hit the field. Loretto 2-7 on the season, 1-4 in region play. Mount Pleasant, quite the contrary, 7-2 on the season with a 4-1 record in region. But their loss last week at Lewis County, they have solidified playoff spots. So Mount Pleasant will be hosting a playoff game next Friday. I believe at this moment their opponent is still to be determined, but they will get one more game at home. So the actual 4 captains for the Mustangs going out for the toss are McMasters, Riley, Brown, and Thompson. For the Mount Pleasant Tigers, number 15, Carson Howell. Number 73, Colston Anderson. Believe also in there is number 75 or number 74, Braxton Brady. So both teams meeting in the middle for the coin toss. Mustangs in their all black uniforms here for senior night. Black helmets, black jerseys, white numbers, and black pants. Mount Pleasant in their white helmets, white jerseys, and blue pants. Tigers looking to build some momentum to finish 2025, but Loretto still some pride to fight for left in the regular season.
Yeah, Michael, I was going to ask you that. Both of these teams are kind of in a different point of the season, right? Mm-hmm. Mount Pleasant's had a very successful season. He's seen a lot of wins in the win column. Loretto, the success hasn't necessarily been defined by the wins. They're opposite. So what is Loretto playing for tonight, even though the playoffs are out of the picture?
Well, I think you just got to look forward to next season. Obviously, you didn't know what year one under a new head coach, and you lose a lot from the year before, so you don't really know what to expect coming in. So the fact that this team has kept fighting throughout the season shows that there's a lot to build on, and there's good things to come in the future. But for now, you just got to fight for that pride.
I also think, you see all these seniors on the sideline, mm-hmm. right? One more chance for these seniors to get out there and play with each other, play for their brothers, play for their coaches. They're not going to get this opportunity again, right? So one more time to put on the Loretto jersey and really savor this moment and get out and compete with their brothers.
All right, so both teams heading back to their respective huddles over there as the teams get prepared to make their runouts onto the field for the final time this regular season. Despite the season not going the way the Mustangs would want, still a really good crowd here on senior night, and Mount Pleasant has traveled well down south as well as the Tigers take the field first. Yeah, Mount Pleasant 7-2, those two losses this season coming to Forest in a game that ended up taking 2 days, and then a loss last week to Lewis County. And here come the Mustangs onto the field one more time in 2025. Again, it is a chilly one tonight, so a bunch of blankets and coats out in the stands tonight. So both teams getting ready to take the field. It will be Mount Pleasant to return. Loretto will be kicking. Going left to right. Mount Pleasant right to left. Back deep for the Tigers. Looks like it'll be number 14, Peyton Niehaus, and number 1, Jaden McClure. Actually, pardon that, is number 6, Caden McCrory. McCrory, 5'11", 195 pounds, a running back on this team. Niehaus, 5'11", 170, a senior receiver and defensive back. To kick for the Mustangs, it'll be number 9, Henry Chambliss. And we are ready to go here. The kick from Chambliss is underway. A little dribbler that's going to hop up and be fielded around the 35-yard line by McClure. McClure makes a cut at the 37 and is going to be rolled across the 40-yard line where Mount Pleasant will take over, first down and 10. So a good short return there from McClure sets up the Tigers in pretty good field position. The ball at the 41. Two receivers to each side for Mount Pleasant. Quarterback in the shotgun, one tailback to his left. Scott going to the line to make some adjustments. And he gets the snap. Scott run a little option to the right, pitches it to McCrory. McCrory in a little bit of trouble and is taken down in the backfield.
Big tackle for loss on play number 1. That's number 62, Hunter Bearden.
Yeah, good pursuit there. You stayed disciplined. The Loretto defense didn't get caught by the quarterback. They didn't get caught with their eyes in the backfield. They stayed with their man and pursued him to the sideline for a loss.
So that'll bring up 2nd down and 13. Ball at the 38-yard line. Ball on the near on the near hash. 3 receivers to the top of the screen, 1 to the bottom. They flipped McCrory to the right side. They're going to run him around that right side. Breaks a tackle around the 40 and is going to scoot across the 45 out to the 40. Looks like they'll give him the 48. That's going to be a gain of 10 and bring up 3rd down and 3.
A few missed tackles on that play. Loretto would like to have it a little further back, maybe around the 41 or the 42-yard line, but instead they let him get almost to the 48, and we'll have a 3rd down here.
So this has been the big problem this year for the Mustangs, getting off the field on 3rd down. We'll see what the Tigers do here. Low snap. Scott going to have to try to fall on it. He's brought down in the backfield. Sacked coming off the edge. Nate Tucker and Andrew Riley sacked at the original line of scrimmage. That'll actually give them the 42. Nonetheless, a loss of 9. Pardon, a loss of 6 there.
Can't ask for a better start than that. You get a 3 and out. You get 2 great negative plays right there out of 3 for the Loretto defense, and now they're going to get the ball back.
Thompson back at the 20-yard line to punt. That was Braden Case. And Thompson's going to let that one skip, and the Mustangs are going to have a long field ahead of them as that one was down to right around the inside the 15-yard line. So they're going to mark it at the 11, so the Mustangs a long field ahead of them coming up. The Mustangs have kind of been doing a new formation every game. They've been doing that as of late. We've seen them come out in a spread look. We've seen them come out in a wishbone look and even a little bit of I formation, which is what they did a majority of the week last week at Bolivar. And it looks like they will come out in this looks like a wishbone look for the Mustangs. Lyles under center has Thompson there in the backfield. And a false start. Yep. Flags come in on play number 1. And that's going to back the Mustangs up to the 6.
It looked like your wing back, your fullback, whoever that was back there. Hard to tell from my perspective, but he did get off the ground, get his hand off the ground, get an early jump.
And that has been a problem for the Mustangs all season. Penalties on 1st down, and now backed up a little further, now at the 6. Lyles under center. It's the snap, and here comes Thompson running around the right side. It's out across maybe the line of scrimmage. We'll see where they mark it. It looks like it looks like he just got back to the line of scrimmage, so that'll bring up 2nd and 15. So Mustangs now on the near hash in a I formation look. One receiver to the top of the play. That's Braden Bennett. Thompson in the backfield. And they'll give it to Thompson running around left side. And another short gainer right there for Thompson. I'll give him a yard there. Bring up 3rd and 14. So we'll see what the Mustangs bring up on 3rd and long.
So far, Mount Pleasant has been getting good pressure and good penetration on the defensive line. We'll see if they can hold them here as they go to shotgun.
Yeah, Mustangs spread them out now. 2 receivers to the top and bottom of the screen. Brown in the backfield. Lyles gets the snap. Bringing a little pressure. Lyles feeling that pressure, and he goes down. And they'll say did the ball come out, or... So they're going to say, no, the ball did not come out. But Lyles goes down in the end zone for a safety, and that's what will get the scoring started tonight.
Yeah, as I mentioned, the defensive line getting really great pressure out there from Mount Pleasant. Give them credit. And quarterback couldn't run out of the pocket quick enough. He just got tracked down, couldn't get the ball out of his hand. These receivers trying to convert on a 3rd down were running long routes. So the offensive line really has to put up right there, hold up for a long time, and they couldn't.
Yeah, now you look in that how much that 5-yard penalty ended up hurting you right there. Yeah. So Mount Pleasant on the board first, 2-0, by way of a safety, as Lyles was sacked in the end zone. And honestly, that may have ended up being a bit of a blessing in disguise because, Lyles did maybe lose the ball on the way down. They ruled him down first, but that may ended up save you 5 points.
It could, yeah. It very well could have. Would you rather get a safety or a touchdown? I know, either one's
safety,
not good.
Mount Pleasant, I would say Mount Pleasant gets possession back off of the safety, and the Mustangs will have to, I believe you punt off of a safety, but now they are going to let him kick off the tee from the 20-yard, from the 20-yard line. So Mount Pleasant's going to have excellent field position. As Chambliss is going to have to try to let this one eat and see how far he can kick it. So 8.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. And Chambliss, good kick, fielded at the 38. Here comes Niehaus. Makes a cut at midfield, and here comes Peyton Niehaus. Out across the 45, makes another cut at the 40, and here goes Niehaus. Brought down at the 37-yard line. The 36 is where they'll give it to him. So another good return sets Mount Pleasant up in good field position. Mount Pleasant went 3 and out on their first drive. Had a negative run play, a good run play, and then a sack. That punt was able to end up getting them 2 points. Scott in the shotgun. He's going to play fake. Scott is going to flip it out in the flat. That's maybe a live ball. And he's still going out across the 40. That's J.P. Easterling. And it looked like a bunch of the Mustangs had just stopped running there, Brian.
They did. They kind of stopped. They thought the play was dead. The ball hit the ground, but the referee hadn't blown the whistle because it was a lateral pass. It was exactly down the line at best. It was definitely down the line or at least backwards. So that's a fumble. That's a live ball. The referees didn't blow it dead. The offensive player picked it up and continued downfield.
Yeah, pick up a 6, brings up 2nd down and 4. And it's going to hand off to McCrory around the right side, and he's going to be stacked up at the line of scrimmage and taken down at the 20. I believe they'll give him the 29 right there.
Yeah, that was good defensive presence, setting the edge, forcing him back inside. He was trying to bounce it around outside. I couldn't tell who that was that came up and set the edge, but he forced him back inside. He make a good tackle. You live to see 3rd down.
So that'll bring up 3rd down and 2. They need the 27 for a first down. Similar situation on the last 3rd down, but a good snap here, and that will be a first down pushing across the 25-yard line. And a good gain there from McCrory. So yeah, enough for a first down right there. The ball at the 23. Gain of 6 on that last run. Scott in the shotgun has McCrory to his right, and he's going to hand it to him. McCrory running up the middle, has a big hole, and McCrory dragging Mustangs across the 15. Stop at the 14, gain of 9, bring up 2nd and 1.
Mount Pleasant will pick up and go fast here.
On 2nd and short, we'll see if they try to take a shot. They'll keep it on the ground. McCrory, he'll have a first down and a couple more out across the 10, and a goal-to-go situation coming up for the Tigers.
Yeah, right now Mount Pleasant's starting to find their rhythm, especially up front on the offensive line. If they can just hand it off and get 5 or 6 yards off the handoff, they'll do that every time.
Yeah, ball at the 8-yard line, and they're going to hand it off to McCrory again, trying to get around the outside, and good tackle there on the outside. Logan Long in there, as well as, we'll see who those Mustangs are getting up right there, Jaden Powell and Nate Tucker. So loss of 2 back out to the 10. Play number 7 coming up on the drive here for Mount Pleasant. Spread it out a little more. Receiver at the bottom of the play, 2 at the top. And Scott, that option play again, is going to flip it to McClure. And a good block around the edge, and touchdown Mount Pleasant. JP Easterling got the block on the outside, and that's going to put Mount Pleasant up 8-0. Seven-play, 36-yard drive, capitalized by the touchdown. We'll see if Mount Pleasant is trying to go for two or they'll just go for the extra point. That looks like a kicking unit.
Yeah.
Didn't know if they wanted to go for a 10-0 start or just stick with the 9. Either way, a 2-point or a two-possession game. The extra point for Case is up and through the uprights. 9-0 Summertown. 5 minutes, 23 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. We'll be back in a minute. You're watching Mustangs football on the X Sports Network.
This is the X Sports Network.
6-yard touchdown rush by Caden McCrory puts Mount Pleasant up 9-0. Case back out to kick. 5'11" senior kicker. Will be kicking back to the Mustangs. Looks like Chapman and Bennett back on the return. And Case is going to send a roller down to Bennett, who will field it inside the 10. Bennett across the 20 to the 25, slips to the outside to the 30, and a good tackle out across the 30. And there's going to be a flag coming in late, as it looked like Carter Dunn, senior defensive back for Mount Pleasant, went low and went late. Mustangs at the 31, but I would imagine that that one's going to have 15 more attached to it. So it looks like the Mustangs will get started around the 46-yard line.
Yeah, that was just unnecessary. I get you're fired up, you're ready to play, but the runner was clearly down and on the ground whenever that guy came in and took a nosedive for him. So.
Yeah, and if you're Kit Hartsfield, the head coach from Mount Pleasant, definitely not something you want to see from your team going into the playoffs, because a play like that could derail a season.
Yeah, and you think, what's Mount Pleasant got to gain by playing Loretto here? Well, that right there, they can work on things. They can work on procedural things, work on discipline. Like they still obviously aren't a perfect football team, so even though this game might not necessarily matter for Mount Pleasant, it does really. They can clean up some things and don't want to make those mistakes.
The Mustangs will come out in the I formation. Riley in there at fullback. Behind him, the tailback Thompson. Bennett, the one receiver at the top of the play. 1st and 10 at the 47. And they're going to give it to the fullback coming through first. Riley around the right side. Maybe a yard there on first down. So, yeah, no gain there on first down. So 2nd down and 10 coming up for Loretto. Ball still at the 47. They flipped the formation. They brought the receiver down to the bottom of the play. 7 guys in the box for Mount Pleasant. They're going to snap it, and here comes Thompson coming to the backfield. And Thompson able to get across the 50 in the Mount Pleasant territory at the 49. Actually, they have it marked at the 48, so that'll be a gain of 5, and it'll bring up 3rd manageable.
That's what you want. You want to get in 3rd manageable. A good carrier out there on 2nd down gives you options right here on 3rd down where you could run it, you could run a toss, you could pass it. The playbook's open right here. You don't have to sit here and wait for deep routes to develop.
And the way the Mustangs have played, if it's a 4th down and under 5 or 6 yards, they're liable to go for it on their side of the 50.
Yeah.
Mustangs need to hurry to the line. Under 5 seconds to go on the play clock. 2 seconds, 1 second, and that's going to be back them up 5 yards and a penalty you cannot afford to have if you're Loretto. So that 3rd and 5 turns into 3rd and 10, and the exact situation you said that they could not afford.
Yeah, the offensive line is going to have to hold up now. You're going to have to get some good developing routes downfield. If they get positive yardage, we'll say 5 to 7 yards right here on 3rd down, you could see them go for it on 4th down. So potentially to four down territory right here, depending on how far they get on this play. But you got to take it one play at a time. Let's see them execute right here and worry about 4th down when it comes.
Under 3 minutes to go here in the quarter. Mustangs still in the I formation. Thompson out at receiver on the right side, and a play fake. And pass batted down at the line by number 0, Nazir Carter, as Lyles was looking to find Riley out of the backfield. That's going to bring up 4th and 10.
Yeah, and he had just that, what I mentioned. He had a little out route for about 6 or 7 yards. That was going to get him into 4th and manageable. They might have went for it, but the pass, give credit for Mount Pleasant right there. Pass got batted down, never had a chance to make it to the receiver, and now Loretto will punt.
So, yeah, the punt unit coming on for Loretto. Riley to punt for Loretto. 2 guys back. Easterling and Niehaus back deep for the Tigers. And Riley, a line drive, is going to skip at the 25, and it's going to be fielded by Niehaus at the 20, and Niehaus gets around the outside and will be taken down around the 36-yard line. That's where Mount Pleasant will start 1st and 10. So the Mount Pleasant offense heading back on the field, coming off of a 7-play, 36-yard touchdown drive. Oh, we do have a block in the back, so this one is going to be coming back a couple yards.
I never saw the flag. That had to be on the far side of the field.
It looked like it was, and I heard, and you can kind of see something over there. I thought it was a shoe. It looked like a shoe, like a gold shoe, but there must have been a flag over there as well.
Yeah.
So now Mount Pleasant all the way back at the 15-yard line.
That's pretty costly.
And, yeah, that is 25 yards of field position right there.
So this is the first we haven't seen. Loretto can play defense and make Mount Pleasant drive the full length of the field right here.
Scott in the back in the shotgun is going to hand it off to McCrory. McCrory coming up the middle, and McCrory out across the 30-yard line, and that long field just got a little bit shorter.
Yeah, just a big hole right there, a couple of missed tackles, and all of a sudden he's 20 yards upfield.
Wilcox on the tackle from his safety position. That's a good gain of 18 on 1st down. So that'll bring up another 1st down. Ball at the 33. One receiver to the bottom, 3 to the top. Scott and McCrory in the backfield, and McCrory has been giving the Mustangs fits. Scott going to throw for the first time, going deep down the field. Has Niehaus dropped it in the bucket. Perfect pass out of bounds inside the 40.
You felt like that's something that they've been setting up. They haven't ran a deep route all night. If it's always been these short routes, they faked the screen, but that time it was just a go. And what a great throw right there by Scott.
Yeah, 31 yards on the pitch and catch right there from Scott to Niehaus. Both guys formerly playing high school football in this county. Niehaus comes in motion. They're going to give it to him on the sweep, coming around the right side. Gets a good block from Easterling. And it looks like Niehaus is going to be down inside the 35. Looks like the 32 is where they'll spot him. So pick up a 4 right there.
Yeah, just a simple toss to the right. Positive yardage from Mount Pleasant.
And that was actually a very good play defensively for the Mustangs. Jet sweeps have been giving them fits all year, and to tackle a guy in space as fast as Peyton Niehaus, that's showing some improvement. Scott gets the snap, going to hand off to McCrory. No, he keeps it running around the left side, a little option, and Scott is going to be hammered down inside the 30. Looks like they'll spot him at the 29. So that'll bring up 3rd and 4.
Scott likes to run, the Mount Pleasant offense likes to run these little options right there. Scott has the option to keep it or hand it off, and he kept it that time for positive yardage. 3rd and manageable.
Snap, Scott. And he's going to keep it. Play action, looking for Carter out of the backfield, or pardon, McClure. And looks like they have him tackled short of the line to gain.
Yeah, great play. That was kind of an RPO. Scott decided to throw the out, and maybe a yard right here. But kind of in that awkward position. You can't really kick a field goal unless you got a outstanding kicker. You can't punt it. So
I will say Case did boom that extra point through. I'm not sure if you'd want to kick it from here. We'll see if Mount Pleasant tries to get one more play off before the end of the quarter, and it looks like they will not. So that will do it for the first quarter. After one here at Loretto, it is Mount Pleasant 9, Loretto 0. We'll be back for the second quarter here in a few minutes. You're watching the X Sports Network.
Let me tell you about a place that has it all for your home, bedroom, kitchen, lawn, and more. It's a home-owned and home-operated business that's been around for over 70 years, so you know they're doing something right. At Swap and Shop Center in Lawrenceburg, you'll find top name brands for every room of your house, and top brands for the outside too. Looking for appliances, televisions, couches, safes, bedding, mowers, and well, the list goes on. So make the drive today to 824 North Military Avenue in Lawrenceburg and be treated right.
Right in the heart of the downtown square in Lawrenceburg stands a true local treasure. Holland's Drug Store, the oldest business on the square. Holland's is a name you have trusted since the 1960s. Expert pharmacists Richard and Brooke are proud to offer personalized care, including compounding, while providing you fast and friendly service. They accept most insurance plans, so you can get what you need without a hassle. And while you're here, don't forget to explore the gift shop filled with local novelties, willow tree, seasonal home decor, and so much more. Holland's Drug Store, local and lasting. For the best meal from south of the border, head to Cocina Real and Puente Grande for lunch and dinner. With a wide array of mouth-watering entrees, there's something for everyone on the menu. And you can't forget the cheese dip. They'll treat you like family, and you'll never leave hungry. Make Cocina Real Mexican Restaurant in Puente Grande.
And we are back 4th down and 1, or 1.5, and we got a whistle. And it looks like Mount Pleasant to open the second quarter. We'll call a timeout, so we'll take another quick break with the Tigers. We'll be back in a minute. You're watching the X Sports Network.
For the best meal from south of the border, head to Cocina Real and Puente Grande for lunch and dinner. With a wide array of mouth-watering entrees, there's something for everyone on the menu. And you can't forget the cheese dip. They'll treat you like family, and you'll never leave hungry. Make Cocina Real Mexican Restaurant and Puente Grande Mexican Restaurant your choice for authentic cuisine, located in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
State Line Garage Doors, owned and operated by Justin Gobble, is your trusted local expert in garage door services. Based in Lawrence County, Tennessee, State Line Garage Doors is built on over a decade of hands-on experience, providing reliable repairs, replacements, and installations for all types of garage doors, residential and commercial. They proudly serve our community and the surrounding areas.
So the Tigers had one more look at this 4th down and 2. The ball's at the 29 they need, or the 28. They need the 27. In there at quarterback, Easterling going around the left side. I don't think he got there. Yeah, they did give the Mustangs the stop, a big stop there, as the Mustangs will take over 1st down and 10. They have him at the 28 of the 29. It looks like they will give it to him at the 29. Jacob Wilcox, the senior, in there on the stop. And a huge stop.
So far, 2 big defensive possessions right here for the Mustangs right in the first quarter and right now to start the second. Defense standing up and showing up. We'll see if the offense can get on the same page.
So the third Mustangs drive on offense coming up. And we got some guys jumping around. We'll see which side gets the call. But I believe it's going to be false start against Loretto.
I thought it could be against. We got it's either offsides or false start. Yeah, false start.
So it is a false start against Loretto. And Mustangs coach is pleading that it was a player for Mount Pleasant that jumped first.
From our perspective, it kind of looked like that. It's harder to see down the line, so I trust the official there. But
so I'll back him up to the 24. 1st and 15. Snap, they're going to hand it off to Brown. Brown getting couple of yards as he's going to spin across the 25 out to the 28. Gain of 4 right there. So 2nd and 11. Lyles in the shotgun, has Brown behind him. And play fake. No, they're going to give it to Brown. Brown, a stiff arm at the 30 and is upended. Really good tackle right there made by Carter Dunn. So a gain of about 2 right there.
Michael, when he came through that hole, I thought he was going to get more. I mean, he hit that on the left side pretty furiously. I thought he got more than 2, but either way, positive yardage is good news right here, so you can set up a 3rd down to give yourself a chance.
And that's why I mentioned such a good tackle by Dunn there. You know, as 145 pounds is Dunn, had to go lower out there to take down the bigger Colby Brown. Play fake, Lyles looking, feeling some pressure. Easton Plunkett got around the edge. Lyles still running for his life, and he's going to be ripped down at the 25. They'll give him forward progress out across the 20 to the 26, but nonetheless going to be a loss of 4.
His first read wasn't there. He first looked to the left, maybe a go route. I couldn't tell how that route completed. He couldn't tell how that route finished because he didn't have time.
Yeah.
He was flush from the pocket, moved to the right, and he didn't want to go to the right. His first look was left, trying to make it back to the right. Just didn't have any options running for his life there.
So Mustangs will bring out the punt unit once again. We'll see if – so they will do the 2 returners again. Does Mount Pleasant. It is Niehaus and Dunn. Riley the punt. A high one. Coming over here to the near side is going to hop at the 43 and will die around the 46 in Loretto territory, and that's where Mount Pleasant will take over. 1st down and 10, ball at the 46. That last Mount Pleasant drive had 2 big plays to start it, but after that went 4-0. Turned it over on downs. We'll see what the Mustangs defense can give them one more stop here. 9.5 minutes to go in the first half. 3 receivers to the top. Snap, and they're going to hit Dunn in the flat. Dunn around to the 40. Gets a good block and out across the 35. They're going to mark them right there at the 35, and that will be enough for a 1st down.
That's just a quick screen. That's like an extension of the run game. It's just a quick pass to the left. Your receivers are blocking. You got your athletes out in space, and a good pickup right there for the Mount Pleasant offense.
So a gain of 11 on 1st down. And now flip formation has the 3 receivers now to the bottom of the screen. Scott drops back looking. He's going to air it out deep. Is looking for Dunn across the middle, and he's got him. Carter Dunn, 35 yards to the house. Touchdown, Tigers.
He just ran by everyone. Every receiver was going down the field. Almost looked like 4 verts, and he beat everyone over the top. Nobody was home. Mount Pleasant extends their lead.
Yeah, an incredibly good pass right there from Cale Scott.
Outstanding pass. Put it out there, receiver ran right under it.
So that's going to bring out the extra point team and Braden Case. From Mount Pleasant looking to extend this lead to 16-0. Snap, the hold is down, the kick is up. And through. 9 minutes and 6 seconds to go here in the first half. It is Mount Pleasant 16, Loretto 0. We'll be back in a minute on the Exports Network.
And goodies galore await you at Miss Millie's in downtown Lawrenceburg. From brands you know and love, like E. Newton Jewelry and Tyler Diva Wash, to unique specialty gifts, you will find it all here. Whether you're looking for the perfect gift for someone you love or shopping for yourself, shopping local is the way to go. We have home goods, women's fashion and accessories, baby items, and lots of seasonal decorations. Our friendly staff will welcome you in, help you find what you need, and and even package your gifts for you. Also, we can't forget to tell you about our popular bridal registry. Future brides can come and create their perfect registry with us. So stop by Miss Millie's today. We're located in the northeast corner of the square in downtown.
This is the X Sports Network.
A two-play, 46-yard touchdown drive capped off by the 35-yard touchdown pass from Cale Scott to Carter Dunn. It's 16-0 Mount Pleasant. Braden Case on to kick. Back deep for the Mustangs, Eli Chapman and Braden Bennett. And kicker slips on that kick. Bennett's going to field it at the 15. Coming right up the middle, spins to the outside, and he's still on his feet. Bennett to the 30, cuts upfield at the 35, and will go down at the 36, where they'll take over first down.
Has been wet the past few days.
Yeah.
A little precarious footing out there. The field's in great shape, so whoever keeps it up the ground out here has done a great job. But I imagine the ground's still wet, a little muddy. Need to wear those long spikes tonight.
Yeah, I would say props to whoever keeps this field, because my backyard is underwater after the rain this past week. So the fact that this one doesn't have standing water all over, it's just a miracle.
Yeah.
Again, ball at the 36. Mustangs send two receivers out to the right, one to the bottom. And Riley in at tailback. Snap Lyles. He's going to hand it off to Riley, trying to get around the route side. Has some blocks. And gets around the outside. Here goes Riley to the 45, out at midfield. And a first down for the Mustangs. They're going to say the 47, so gain of 11. And the Mustangs pick up their first down of the night.
Yeah, that was good patient running. Went on the right side, just stepping, not hitting at full speed. He was just waiting to see what opened up for him, and he made his way down the right side.
So a good game for Andrew Riley. Three receivers, two to the bottom, one to the top. Lyles gets the snap, and he's going to hand it off to Riley again. Got some good blocks around the right side, and Riley climbs his way across midfield out to the 49.
Yeah, that's what you want on first down, just positive yardage.
Gain of 4 right there will bring up 2nd and 6. Ball at the 49. Need the 43 for a first down. And
that should have been.
Yeah, we have two people jump right there. We'll see who gets the benefit of the doubt on this call.
Encroachment, maybe.
It was the Mount Pleasant guy jumped first.
Yeah.
We'll see what they end up making the call.
Yeah.
And they will call offsides against Mount Pleasant. Encroachment there on number 5, Easton Plunkett. So that 2nd and 1, or that 2nd and 6 is now turned into 2nd and a short yard. And snap, handoff up the middle, and bursting to the outside. Here goes Riley. Riley cutting up the middle, still on his feet, fighting his way across the 35. Got a first down and a bit more.
Finding success here in the run game, whether it's outside, whether it's up the middle. This is what Loretta's been wanting. If they can sustain this drive, get some good points on the board, they're doing a good job and working towards that.
So out to the 32-yard line. Seven minutes and 40 seconds to go in the first. Two receivers at the bottom, one to the top. Same formation. And Mustangs have done it all on the ground this drive. It has been all Andrew Riley. They'll flip the tailback from right side to the left. Snap, and they're going to run Lyles around left side, trying to get to the outside, and a lot of white jerseys there to meet him in the backfield, and a flag as well, as Lyles will be brought down at the 36. Loss of 4. And a holding against the Mustangs. That may negate the sack, depending on. We'll see what the spot is here. So they will decline the holding against the Mustangs. So that'll bring up 2nd down and 14. Ball on the near hash. So 2 receivers to the top now, 1 to the bottom. Lyles in the pistol, has Riley lined up behind him. Snap, and they're going to give it to Riley. And trying to get to the 35. They'll give him that and not much more. So 3rd down and 13 coming up.
You don't have to get the whole thing here. Just want positive yardage. Maybe not run it. They were waiting on the run that time. But see, maybe if you can swing something out wide or get a short out route, something short down the field so your quarterback doesn't have to sit in the pocket a long time.
Well, one thing we haven't seen the Mustangs attack lately is Dylan Thompson in one-on-one coverage. Now, they do drop him back, and Lyles will fire, and that may have been intercepted, and they're going to say it was. And if I said his name once, I've said it 100 times tonight. Carter done with the interception. Mustangs had a good drive going, and then compounding negative plays, and then a turnover ends that one right there. So Mount Pleasant will take over 1st down and 10. Looks like they got him spotted at the 27.
Yeah, that you described it perfectly. You're compounding your mistakes. You're in a 3rd and long, trying to get in 4th and short, but instead you're not on the same page with your receiver. The receiver breaks right, and you throw left, right? You just made a mistake that you really couldn't afford.
Scott's going to hit it out in the flat. Looked like that was Niehaus right there. And a short gain. Bring up a 2nd medium. Actually just got him out to the 34 before he stepped out. So 2nd and 3. Scott in the backfield. Gets a snap, and they'll give it to McCrory running up the middle. And McCrory breaking tackles out across the 40. That'll be enough for a 1st down.
He is a hard runner, isn't he?
He is. Yeah, he has been excellent tonight.
He every time he's in the backfield or gets up to the line of scrimmage, the Mustangs are trying to get a hand on him, but he breaks right through the first 1 or 2 tackles. He is impressive.
Yeah, gain of 7 on that first play of the drive. Gain of 8 right there. Now 3 receivers to the bottom of the play. Snap. Scott's going to fire it across the middle and had McClure, but McClure could not bring it in. And a big incompletion right there.
Yeah, it looks like another RPO. He could have handed it off, but the quarterback read the middle of the field and saw that the slant was open. It was, but just couldn't make the connection.
Yeah, and very important that was incomplete because McClure might still be running.
Yeah, he had a lot of space.
2nd down and 10. Same formation, trips to the bottom. Scott, the quarterback, gets the snap. Firing out to the left side to Niehaus. And he's going to break a tackle out. Looks like he may have gotten a 1st down. He did. Out to the 47-yard line across midfield. Gain of 11 right there. And now these 2- and 3-yard plays from Mount Pleasant Bryant are turning into 6- and 7-yard plays.
Yeah, they're having success just getting the ball out wide and letting their receivers go to work.
So Mustangs sub there following the 1st down. And they're going to give it to McCrory running up the middle and maybe a yard there. Now from the 47 to the 46. Logan Long in there on the stop. Bring up 2nd down and 9. And honestly, it doesn't even look like they gave him a full yard right there, maybe only half a yard, so a very short gain on 1st down. And they got a man coming in motion. That's Niehaus getting to the outside. A holding flag is coming in, so it looks like that one will be coming back. Dunn getting a little physical there on the outside.
A little obvious right there. The receiver was bear hugging the defender.
And he's the one that was mad right there. Yeah. The receiver for Mount Pleasant was saying he was getting held.
Yeah. That was pretty obvious. We'll see if the referees agree.
And where that was, that's going to back them up even more than 10 yards if they back them up 10 yards from the spot. And it looks like they will.
Yeah, that should be about 2nd and 20.
Yeah. So they backed them all the way up to the 44. So bring up 2nd and 20. Scott gets the snap. He's going to roll out. They're going to move the pocket to his left. Looking, and he's going to fire it across the middle, and a scooping grab. They're going to say it was made, but a flag coming in late, and I don't know if you heard the coaches over here in the booth next to us, but I think they may have had a man downfield there, Bryant.
Yeah, and I think they have a good argument to be made, and maybe a holding call, but
yeah, if it's not an illegal man downfield, which it is, so that's going to make it 2nd down and 25. So Mount Pleasant in a whirl of hurt when it comes to down and distance. As they've got a long way to go and only 2 or 3 plays to get there. So ball now all the way back at the 38. So it's actually like 2nd and 26. Snap, Scott, and they're going to come back to Niehaus on the far side, and there goes Peyton Niehaus on the outside, and he's got a 1st down and maybe more. Niehaus down the sideline, makes a cut, and Jaden Powell may have just saved a touchdown. Down inside the 10, maybe the 8-yard line, but a big gain right there.
Yeah, that was just what we've been seeing. Well executed, kind of a quick screen out to the left side, and boy, did he have some speed, breaking through some tackles and running down the sideline.
And 57 yards later, it set Mount Pleasant up at the 9-yard line. Pardon, 53 yards. Nonetheless, 1st and goal. Scott is going to hand it off to McCrory, and he will slice and dice his way through all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Mount Pleasant. 9-yard touchdown run from Jaden McCrory, or from Caden McCrory, and a couple of flags coming in after the play.
The flag looks a little downfield.
Yeah, not sure what it could.
On a run play, a flag downfield, a little.
It may have been an unsportsmanlike on one of the teams after the play. We'll see what the white hat has to say.
Yep, I think that's what they're doing. Touchdown is good.
And after the play, an unsportsmanlike against Loretto. So that'll move it half the distance. So I would assume Mount Pleasant still would be kicking an extra point here. Kicking team still is out. So having a quick meeting with the official over there in the Mount Pleasant huddle.
You had it for Loretto there. They had 2nd and a mile on defense, and they had to defend that. And then just a heartbreaker of a bust in coverage is what that was, and a few missed tackles. And they just kind of gave up on that last play on 1st and goal and just let the Mount Pleasant running back walk in.
Yeah, 6-play, 82-yard drive. Extra point is up and good. 23-0. Mount Pleasant leads here in the 2nd quarter. We'll be back in a minute. You're watching the X Sports Network.
At C&B Linen, fast, friendly, and reliable service is our promise to you. Because you're not just a customer, you're family. From multi-use linen to branded floor coverings and a complete range of cleaning supplies, C&B Linen is here to make sure you have everything you need. From our high-quality products to our fast, friendly, and reliable service, you'll experience the difference with C&B Linen. Because you're not just a client, you're part of our family. You'll be winning with C&B Linen.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And a 6-play, 82-yard touchdown drive capitalized by the 9-yard run by Caden McCrory. It's now 23-0 Mount Pleasant, and the 15 yards on that unsportsmanlike was enforced right here, so Mount Pleasant will be kicking off from the Loretto 45.
Yeah, and this will help a ton. It isn't like Mount Pleasant's been booming it through the back of the end zone. This will help them get better field position for sure.
I'm about to say, if they can drop it in there somewhere inside the 10-yard line, Mustangs have to come out with it. The Tigers will already be sitting there waiting for them. So McCrory will try to kick it high, and it will land in the end zone for a touchback. So a big break there for the Mustangs as they will start 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. That's the one thing I still have to get used to from high school to college football and the pros is high school still only comes out to the 20, not the 25.
The pros, sometimes the 35, sometimes the 40, sometimes the 10.
Yeah, you can never tell.
That new kickoff rule in the NFL is certainly something. I enjoy it. It creates more action there, but the rules are confusing.
Yeah, I would say I still don't get it. So the Mustangs 1st down and 10, ball at the 20. Lyles gets the snap. He's going to hand it off to Riley. Riley trying to get around the outside. Flag on the play as Riley gets a 1st down and maybe more out across the 35. But it looks like this one will be coming back. Anytime there's a flag in the backfield, you can assume one call, and that is the call. So the Mustangs will be backed up 10 yards from the 20 to the 10, and it'll be 1st and 20. Coming up during halftime, we are having a stadium dedication where the renaming Loretto's football stadium to Coach Butch Toner Stadium. That'll be coming up at halftime. So 1st down and 20. 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go here in the first half. A second quarter that's almost feels like it's gone at a snail's pace almost.
It has.
Snap. Lyles going to give it to Chapman around the right side, and Chapman finding no open ground there. Yeah, let's see if he got back to the line of scrimmage. I think they will give him the line to gain, or the original line of scrimmage back at the 10.
Try to find some room around the edge, but the defensive lineman came up and just gave him a big old bear hug right there.
Yeah, Chapman had that big game in the middle of the season, the 5th game of the year at at Collinwood. But since then, teams have really honed in on him when he gets his snaps. The Mustangs have kind of run a trio of tailbacks with Brown, Riley, and Chapman. Snap, play fake. They're going to go out to Thompson. Thompson makes a catch at the 6, breaks out in the open field, and here goes Dylan Thompson as he gets down at the 21-yard line, gain of 11.
And we'll have a timeout from Mount Pleasant here.
So the Tigers take their second timeout of the first half with 2 minutes and 29 seconds to go. We'll be back in about 30 seconds here on the X Sports Network.
If you're looking for a company that can do it all when it comes to building, look no further than Tennessee Properties. From new home builds to remodels and commercial projects, our contractors work hard to give your space a new life from planning to finishing touches. Whether it's new interiors or dirt work, they see your big picture without forgetting the small details. In the market for a new home, they partnered with Freeman Development to bring new homes to the Oak Hill subdivision of Lawrenceburg. That's Tennessee Properties, licensed and insured. Call today or visit Tennessee.com.
This is the X Sports Network.
And welcome back here to Loretto. 2.5 minutes to go. Mustangs have a 3rd and 9 coming up. Score updates from elsewhere on the X Sports Network. Summertown 14, Adamsville 0. That one in the second quarter out there in Adamsville. We also got some middle school basketball. South Lawrence, Etheridge, and Summertown Richland going on. And then Lawrence County and James Lawson. That one at 14-7. That one in the second quarter. And a big play is that intercepted. And they're going to say an interception from Mount Pleasant right there. The kicker coming in, Braden Case. Mustangs thought they made the catch there, but essentially an arm punt there. The second interception of the night for Lyles. And a a killer play there to end that drive that had just gotten off to such a good start.
Yeah, that play was there too. It's just the throw wasn't made, and that's a long throw to make. They ran like a little hitch and go, and all four receivers were going down the field. They had someone open. It had to be a perfect pass, though, and couldn't complete it.
So Mount Pleasant has the ball at the 47-yard line. Feels like they've had good field position almost the whole game. First down and 10, Scott has all day, steps up, and that pass may have been batted at the line, but it will be caught at the 41 by Jade McClure. So a 13-yard pitch and catch sets up the Tigers first and 10. Scott dropping back again, and that one going to drop short of McClure. And the flag coming in after the play.
I hate to see what that is. Could be roughing with the quarterback on the ground.
And honestly, most times when you see that, that's almost what you have to assume here. We'll see what the call is. It's either going to be a holding or some sort of roughing the passer or something in that realm.
Yeah. Going against the defense, and the white hat's going to get the decision from the coach.
So that's going to walk Mount Pleasant all the way down to inside the 30. That's the 27.
Yeah.
So they're roughing the passer against the Mustangs. Gives them 15 yards and puts them almost to the red zone. Actually, the 26.
I believe the white hat pointed the wrong direction
there.
We know what he meant. The chains are going in the way that he meant for them to go.
So first down and 10, ball at the 26. A short field once again for Mount Pleasant, and the Mustangs aiding them with penalties. Three receivers to the bottom of the play. Scott gets the snap, looking. Throwing up a high one deep, and miscommunication there as there were three black jerseys within about 5 yards of the ball, but not a single white one. That one's incomplete.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what happened there. You had one deep route, but that was on the right side of the field. 22 kind of threw his hands up from Mount Pleasant. He was running a little short route over the middle.
Well, it looked like he was throwing what would have been a post route, and everybody else was running to the corners.
Yeah.
So second down and 10. (23-0) is your score. Mount Pleasant with the lead and the ball. Snap, Scott looking and feeling some pressure, is able to elude the first man, but will not be able to get away from the next one. Brought down. Looks like Riley was in there on the tackle. Loss of one on the play, maybe two. Actually, they may have given the line of scrimmage back at the... So around the 31 is where they... Or the 26, 27 is where they have it. And it looks like Mount Pleasant has called their last timeout of the first half. 1:48 remaining. We'll keep it here. Score is 23-0 right now. Mount Pleasant with the lead, and they have been going up and down the field all night. That first drive, Brian went 3 and out, and since then, 7 plays, 36 yards and a touchdown, 6 plays, 58 yards turnover on downs, but then 2 plays, 46-yard touchdown, 6 plays, 82-yard and a touchdown, and right now 3 plays for 13 yards.
The Loretto defense has had their opportunities, and they've converted on those opportunities. They stopped them on 4th down, the very opening drive. They forced a punt right here. They have them in 3rd and long. They had in 3rd and a mile, and it was just a busted coverage away from punting on 4th and 20, something like that. So the defense has had their opportunities. It's just small mistakes here. They're procedural things, and then the offense hasn't helped them out too much. So we'll see if they can clean this up. You got to prevent Mount Pleasant from scoring here.
Yeah, 3rd down and 10 coming up. Scott was able to get back to the line of scrimmage. And Mustangs sending pressure. Scott hits, he lets it go, and it's caught by McClure. McClure spins out, gets to the pylon. Is he in? Touchdown, Mount Pleasant. Wow, what a play.
Yep. He layered that throw perfectly over the defender's head, but dropped it in to the receiver, and he was able, I believe he snuck out of the backfield on that play and just stopped right in the middle of the field in the soft coverage, the zone coverage, and you give it to your ball carrier, and he did the rest.
4 plays, 39 yards, and a touchdown pass, 26 yards to Jaden McClure. So Loretto will take a timeout following that. The score is 29-0. We'll be back in a minute. You're watching the X Sports Network.
Why should you bank with Employee Resources Credit Union? We offer a wealth of services, including mobile banking, video banking, bill pay, and more. We also offer loan rates that are lower than those of our competitors. Employee Resources Credit Union has been a financial pillar since 1964, providing long-time support to members of the community. Join us and become part of the ERCU commitment, not for profit, for service.
This is the X Sports Network.
And we are back. Extra point should be coming up here in a moment. Following a Mount Pleasant 4-play, 39-yard touchdown drive, capitalized by the 26-yard pass from Cale Scott to Jaden McClure. Mustangs called the timeout following the touchdown. The extra point coming up with a minute and 39 seconds remaining in the first half. Carson Howell, the hold. Snap down, kick is up, and good from Braden Case. That makes our score Mount Pleasant 30, Loretto 0. A minute and 40 seconds remaining in the first half. We'll take another quick break here on the X Sports Network.
Hey folks, you'll never guess where I'm at today. That's right, I'm at my Quick Mart store. Starting off with a fresh cup of coffee, and guess what's next? The biscuit. That was quick and easy, and I'm ready to start my day. Head on over to your favorite Quick Mart store and start your day out right.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And we are back here at LM Forsyth Memorial Field. A minute and 40 seconds remain in this first half between Mount Pleasant and Loretto, and it has been all Tigers tonight on senior night. Braden Case on the kick. Back for the Mustangs is Chapman and Bennett. And a little short, maybe an onside kick attempt there from Mount Pleasant. Powell able to field it around the 35 and will be pushed out of bounds at the 34. Trying to get a little heads-up play right there to try to find an extra possession for the Tigers, but the Mustangs will field that and take over.
Yeah, maybe the thought process is they can get the ball and
score again, and then they get the ball coming out of half. So
yeah,
it's
that's
just
true. Or you just get the ball and run a few plays and go into the half. They might want to try to shorten this game up, as many up 4 scores as they are. Loretto is going to be aggressive here and try to work on some stuff with a minute 30 left.
And you wonder with Mount Pleasant what their MO is. At what point do they start putting some backups in to prevent injuries? Because they do have the playoff game next week, and a good run out across the 35 to the 36, a gain of 2 on the ground there by, looked like that was Riley there. Chapman on the carry. So 2nd and 8 coming up.
Yeah, Loretto not in too big of a hurry right here. Just running their offense.
The ball at the 38. Lyles gets the snap, handed off up the middle. Chapman gets around the outside to the 40, makes a cut, and out across near midfield. A big run there on the ground by Eli Chapman.
The clock will stop. Reset the chains here.
So a gain of 13 on the ground there by Chapman, and that's enough for a first down for the Mustangs. So 38 seconds to go. Mustangs keeping it on the ground once again. Chapman trying to find his way through a host of Tigers and gets thrown down. And timeout Loretto with 31 seconds remaining. So we'll take a quick break with the Mustangs right before halftime. You're watching the X Sports Network.
Financial advisor Scott Beasley knows time spent with family is everything. As a founder of Beasley Wealth Management, his mission is to give clients the freedom to enjoy time with family without the burden of financial concerns. A local of Lawrenceburg, Scott deeply values building relationships with clients, ensuring they make informed decisions concerning asset management, tax planning, and retirement planning. Offering a free initial consultation, Beasley Wealth Management helps clients pursue their aspirations with confidence.
So coming out of the Mustangs timeout, 31 seconds to go, and 44 yards separates them from the end zone. Or 54 yards, pardon. Mustangs have the ball at the 47 and have 31 seconds to get to the end zone to try to put up some points here before half. Lyles gets the snap, is rolling. Rolling's got some pressure and is just going to have to throw that one out of bounds. A flag comes in after the play, and Lyles is a bit slow to get up and still hasn't gotten up.
Yeah, that's one of the worst ways to get tackled right there.
An ankle tackle.
Get tackled from behind, someone drop on your ankle. Maybe the ball gets caught underneath you and knocks the breath out of you.
Yeah, and well, we've seen the plays like that. That's a penalty and a fine in the NFL now. So
sure.
Maybe something similar coming to high school soon. So while they tend to the injured Mustang, we'll take a quick break here on the X Sports Network.
Mac Brown has been providing photographic services for 55 years. During that time, Mac Brown photographers have photographed children, seniors, weddings, schools, musicians, and commercial businesses. The studio takes great pride in producing quality photographs and services for its many clients. While the studio has adapted as times have changed, their goal of providing excellent photography has remained constant. For more information or to schedule an appointment, visit their website at macbrownphoto.com or give them a call at 931-762-4263. Let the professionals at Mac Brown Photography turn your memories into treasures.
This is the X Sports Network.
And we are back. Lyles helped off the field after the play. There was a holding call tacked onto it, so the Mustangs have much further to go now as they're at the 38-yard line. 24.6 seconds remain, and it's third down.
Lyles did seem to be okay, jogged off under his own power.
Yeah, probably just one of those, like you mentioned, just got the air knocked out of him. Veloz is in at quarterback, though, and he will hand it off to Riley, and Riley's got a convoy leading him down the right sideline, gets to midfield, and is going to be escorted out on the other side of the 50, out to the, the 48, the 49. Actually, they will give him the 48, so a big gainer right there. And another timeout by the Mustangs with 11.5 seconds remaining. We'll keep it here. So the Mustangs have 48 yards between them and the end zone. I believe, Mustangs now out of timeout, so you're going to have to throw to the sidelines if you are wanting to move the ball up in chunks. Maybe 3 plays if you can time it right, but probably just 2.
Yeah, you hate that negative play right there that happened right before this one. That really took the wind out of the sails right here. If they could have got a positive gain or at least threw the ball away and had no gain, then they wouldn't have had to made their way back. They wasted a lot of time right there just getting back to where they were. And, maybe if you get another 10, 15 yards, you can take a shot towards the end zone here. But you got to have a really big arm to throw it from at least the 50, probably, loading up around the other side of the 50
So out of the timeout, Lyles back in there. And he's standing about 6 yards behind in the shotgun, has trips to the near side, a bunch of receivers, and then the snap gets through Lyles, and he is going to be brought down, lost the football. Still out. Who has it? Clock stopped with 1.8 seconds remaining. A huge loss on the play. If the Mustangs retained, which they do, that will run the clock. And that will do it for the first half. So at the half here in Loretto, it is Mount Pleasant 30, Loretto 0. We'll be back in a few minutes as we will have the halftime field announcement coming up next on the X Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Jeff Overton, and welcome to this edition of Mars Hill Minute. We're excited to be here in the foundation of our brand new children's building, student building. This part right here will be the student sanctuary where they'll have their worship on Wednesday nights. But what I want to talk to you about is what's coming soon. The steel will go up, the second floor will be built, and the children's wing will be put in as well. We're excited about all of that, but you got to take the details of making sure this part is right. If the foundation isn't right, everything else we build is going to have problems. The Bible tells us the same is true with our lives. We talked about a man who built his house on the sand, and one who's built his house on the rocks. And when the storms came, the one built on the rock sustained and made it through. How's your life built? Jesus says he is the rock. I'd like to encourage you to build your life on Jesus Christ and his teaching and be a disciple of Jesus Christ. I'd love to invite you to Mars Hill Baptist Church to learn more about how to build the proper foundation to build upward with your life. God bless you. Hope you'll come join us.
How about it, folks? Your 2025 Loretto High School Marching Mustang Band. Great job, band.
Working with Gina was great because she really knows this area. I gave her the specifications of what I was looking for, and she took me right to my forever home.
I met Gina when she sold my son's home within 5 days after it hit the market. With my home, from the day the sign hit the yard to the day we signed the papers, Gina was there every step of the way. Her involvement in the sale of my home was the best decision that I made.
We never felt like Gina was pushing us to make a deal with a buyer. She knew what we wanted, and she worked diligently to get us the best offer for our properties.
Working hard for my clients to make their dreams come true. Let me work for you.
Financial advisor Scott Beasley knows time spent with family is everything. As a founder of Beasley Wealth Management, his mission is to give clients the freedom to enjoy time with family without the burden of financial concerns. A local of Lawrenceburg, Scott deeply values building relationships with clients, ensuring they make informed decisions concerning asset management, tax planning, and retirement planning. Offering a free initial consultation, Beasley Wealth Management helps clients pursue their aspirations with confidence.
Pat's Cafe and Catering has been proudly serving customers in Lawrenceburg since 1987. For 4 generations, our family-run cafe has served up delicious breakfast and lunch favorites, with friendly service and a welcoming atmosphere. We also offer full-service catering and can help to make your next party or event a success. For great food and friendly faces, visit us today at Pat's Cafe and Catering.
This is the X Sports Network.
Gathering on the field at this time are former Loretto football players and coaches from the 1989 through 1997 seasons. They are joined by their head coach, Butch Toner. Coach Toner arrived at Loretto High School in 1989 and immediately began transforming the football program. Over his 9 years as head coach, he led the Mustangs to 67 victories and established a winning tradition built on the foundation of hard work laid by his first team. In 1990, the Mustangs posted a 9-2 record and won their first bowl game since 1973. The following year brought even greater success, a perfect 10-win season filled with historic firsts. The 1991 team defeated Lawrence County High School for the first time in school history, a feat Coach Toner's teams would accomplish 4 times. That same season, the Mustangs made their first ever playoff appearance, advancing to the second round before falling to the eventual state champion. The success continued with a 7-win season in 1992 and a return to the playoffs in 1993. The 1994 squad won 8 games and reached the second round of the playoffs once again. Then came back-to-back exceptional seasons in 1995 and 1996. With both teams winning 9 games and advancing to the quarterfinals, a milestone that remains unmatched in Loretto football history and stands as a testament to Coach Toner's leadership. The winning continued in 1997 with another playoff appearance, capping a remarkable era of Mustang football. Over 9 seasons, Coach Toner's Loretto teams won 67 games, making him the winningest coach in Loretto football history. He holds the records for most playoff appearances and most playoff victories by any Loretto coach. His excellence was recognized with 3 Region Coach of the Year awards and the State Coach of the Year honor in 1991. Beyond the field, his impact on the community earned him Lawrence County Citizen of the Year in 1995, and he was recently inducted into the Lawrence County Sports Hall of Fame, a fitting tribute to a man whose influence extended far beyond the game itself. Beyond the wins, Coach Toner built a lasting foundation for success through significant facility improvements. He oversaw the relocation of the home side to its current location, complete with new bleachers and a modern press box. Under his leadership, the program also gained a weight room, track, and practice field, investments that transformed Loretto football and continue to benefit players to this day. Coach Toner built a winning culture through his remarkable ability to inspire and bring out the best in everyone around him. As a coach, he was more than a strong leader who instilled discipline and hard work. He was a role model his players could look up to and aspire to become. Above all else, Coach Toner loves his players deeply, and tonight we have the opportunity to honor his legacy by celebrating his many accomplishments. We do so in a way befitting the man who gave so much to this program. The stadium that Coach Toner helped build will now bear his name, Butch Toner Stadium, a lasting tribute to a coach who shaped not just teams, but lives.
Folks, I'm Eddie Landtroop, and I want to say a few things about this tonight.
Gathering on the field at this...
Okay. I want to say a few things about this. I talked to Coach Toner, and he wants to say that he didn't do anything. It was the young men that he played for him. Also the coaches, Coach Ernest, who's by his side at the moment, Barnett by his side, Jacobs, Shirley, Toner, and Latham. Also a big thank you to all the cheerleaders, the faculty. A big thank you to Mr. Daniels. He made all of it possible. Also the boosters, they were instrumental in so many things that they did. The stadium, the weight room, the press box, the practice field, the dressing rooms, and the trips for the seniors. I'm going to do a little something different because I'm going to tell a Butch Toner story. This was not even scripted. But I'm asked many times about Butch Toner stories. Well, I've got one. I'm going to make it quick. One night, I was doing the game in this press box. First half, there's one official. He called about 5 penalties on this one player. Gosh, the fans were really mad. I was really mad. At halftime, this official, I noticed him off to the side up there, and then Mr. Toner came out. Coach Toner did. He didn't really walk up to him. You know how the guy always kind of just floated around, you know? And he walked up to him, and when he did, everybody in the stands just went like, "Get him, Coach." I think on the radio, I said, "Yeah, Coach Toner is getting him now. Hey, he's doing it." Well, the next week, we were going to a ball game. Terry Don Robertson was riding with me. He said, "Eddie, would you like to know what Coach Toner told that referee?" I said, "Yeah, man, I would. I'd like to know." So Coach Toner said, "You flagged my boy a lot first half, didn't you?" I said, "Yes, Coach." Said he did this wrong. He did. Coach Toner says, I know. I said, I talked to him and said, "You watch him the second half." I don't believe I do it the second half. It worked. He didn't get flagged all the second half. That's just one of many stories. So now, at this time, Grant Ernest former athletic director of Loretto High School, is presenting Coach Toner with a plaque commemorating tonight's dedication. Coach Toner, we honor you tonight because of your success on and off the field. For the record of winning that your teams had, for the improvement in football facilities that you made happen, and for the positive impact you have had on the lives of so many at Loretto High School, even a guy that's sitting in the press box. From this day forward, the Loretto Mustangs football stadium shall be known as Butch Toner Stadium.
Works at Home, formerly known as the Summit at Home, is a licensed non-skilled agency dedicated to helping you maintain your independence at home for as long as possible. Our compassionate and caring staff provide support in various areas, including dressing, bathing, personal hygiene, transportation, cleaning, and companionship. Please call our office about services, payment options, and long-term care policies at 931-762-2310. We look forward to assisting you with keeping your independence longer.
From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your sports forecast.
Fred Gossett here in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center on this Thursday evening with your latest forecast update. We do have a little bit of things to talk about, even though it's overall quiet weather, starting with light frost being possible tonight. We're not getting below freezing, but we are dropping into the mid to upper 30s, and because the winds will go calm and we'll have some evaporational cooling room in the atmosphere, we're going to be dealing with light frost in the morning, so be sure to bring those plants in before you head to bed tonight. But a clear Halloween forecast ahead, especially for trick-or-treaters, which is certainly good news. But a weekend upper-level low comes back, and that may mean a few showers across the area for our weekend. We'll talk about it all here. Clear tonight, dropping on through the 40s into the 30s overnight, and I think by daybreak here most of us are into the mid to upper 30s, and once you start getting below 37, because the winds will be really light, there will be some dry air in place. We'll be talking about the potential for some patchy light frost here and there. It may not be a killing frost where everything is gone for the season, but you do need to bring in your plants that you're most worried about just in case. As we go on through our Friday, mostly sunny skies around here. That's going to allow us to recover pretty nicely to the lower 60s by the afternoon. A few isolated mid-60s in northern Alabama can't be ruled out, falling back by late afternoon into the 50s and then the 40s by the evening. So trick-or-treating looking just fine as well. Kids will need to bring along a light jacket, but we're talking about being in the lower 60s by 4 o'clock. Clear skies across the area, mid-50s by 6 and upper 40s by 8 o'clock. But no rain chances or otherwise impactful weather across the Tennessee Valley. And then time changes this weekend. Daylight saving time comes to an end at 2 a.m. Sunday morning. So if you still have any manually set clocks or anything like that, you need to set those backward 1 hour Saturday night before you head to bed. Also a great time to change the batteries in your smoke detectors, your carbon monoxide detectors, and your NOAA weather radios. Weekend forecast here, we have our upper level wave coming over. Not expecting a lot of rain, but increasing clouds on Saturday and a few showers possible by the evening and the overnight, lingering in the parts of Sunday. Not expecting a lot of rain with this because it's not going to have a Gulf moisture connection. it will kind of be bringing its own moisture and the dynamic squeezing that out. But overall, a few light showers possible. That's east of us by Monday. We're back to mostly sunny skies. A few more clouds toward Tuesday and Wednesday, but still plenty of sunshine around here. And we're going to be talking about warmer temperatures going into next week, back into the upper 60s and eventually the lower 70s as we head toward the middle and latter part of next week. So a bit of a change compared to what we've had around here so far this week. As you get the first cup of coffee in the morning on your Halloween morning, starting out mostly clear here on the chilly side in the mid to upper 30s, but we're headed for the lower 60s by the afternoon with mostly sunny skies. Again, trick-or-treat weather for the evening looks just fine. Clear here, dropping out of the 60s through the 50s during the evening and into the 40s by 8 o'clock. Saturday, increasing clouds and the slight chance of a shower closer to sunset. I think they're mainly going to hold off to the evening and the overnight, though, and then a few scattered showers lingering into Sunday. And again, a reminder, time changes back. We fall back an hour overnight Saturday night. Mostly sunny skies for a large part of next week as we warm back into the 60s and eventually the low to mid 70s as we head into the middle and latter part of next week. That's the look at your latest forecast. We'll get you back to the game coverage right here on the X Sports Network.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And welcome back here to LM Forsyth Memorial Field at Butch Toner Stadium, newly named at halftime. Second half about to start between the Mustangs and the Tigers. Our score 30-0 at halftime. It was a big first half on offense for the Tigers, 262 yards of offense to the Mustangs 57. Mustangs, though, I don't know if that didn't get you fired up at halftime.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you're not a Loretto guy necessarily, like you didn't go to high school here, but that gets you fired up at halftime. That had me ready to run through a brick wall. The little video and stuff, that tribute they did at halftime. So
yep.
Man, it's little things like that make small towns like Loretto and Summertown and Lawrenceburg, all of them just so special because it's such tight-knit communities. Because that moment right there was for the community, and you had Eddie Landtroop up here, telling an old Coach Toner story, and I mean that just embodies Loretto as a sound.
Yeah. From an outsider perspective, it was awesome to look at. Like, that's the standard. That's what Loretto wants to uphold. So.
Case with the kick, and we are underway at the second half. A line drive right to Bennett, and we have a flag on the play before we can even get started. So an offsides against Mount Pleasant is going to scoop them back 5 yards. And honestly, if I'm Loretto, I might be mad that we didn't get that. There was a flag there because that was a line drive right to one of your returners, and not one that he has to wait for to pick up. So now they will kick off from the 35. Again, the two Mustangs back deep are Bennett and Chapman. So Case to kick once again. Shorter kick this time will be caught by Powell at the 36. And Powell, racing around the left side, cuts up the middle and gets across midfield. So the Mustangs will start in Mount Pleasant field position to start this second half.
And this will be the best field position, I believe, all game so far for the Mustangs. We want to see them come out. Don't worry about the scoreboard, but come out and compete. See what you can do with this good field position and see if you can put some points on the board.
So, again, ball at the 49. First time the Mustangs have started with their field position in the Mount Pleasant territory. And this has kind of been the key to good drives for the Mustangs this season, is getting really good field position off of some big special team plays like you just had right there from Powell. In the backfield is Chapman. He's standing behind Lyles, and he'll get the snap on first down and 10. Gets to the 49 and is upended there by Jaden McClure. And they say he lost a yard right there, actually. So loss of one back to midfield.
Loretto had some success right there in the run game in the first half, and they're trying to go back to it. You know, the run game obviously opens up the pass game. It wasn't there, but you're going to see them stick to that and continue to do that throughout this next couple of quarters.
So 10.5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Lyles gets the snap. And miscommunication there with Chapman, and Lyles is going to lose another yard. Again, Lyles was looking left, and Chapman was running right. And just poor miscommunication there has put the Mustangs in a bit of a hole here to start the second half.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Looked like he was wanting the handoff on the right or the left, and the running back was on the other side. So he just took the ball and put his head down and tried to get some yardage, but 2 consecutive plays right there to have negative yardage for the Mustangs to start the second quarter.
So now the Mustangs back on their side of the 50 at the 49-yard line. Riley now in at tailback. And they will run it to the right. Riley gets around the outside, and not much more of that. It should be a flag on the play for a face mask, but it doesn't look like any of the officials saw that, so it's going to end up being a no gain. So 4th down and long coming up for the Mustangs. 4th and 12 as they gave them back at the line of scrimmage at the 49.
Interesting play calling there. They've had 3 runs, and obviously one of them was a botched execution. They didn't try to go downfield. 3 straight runs there. Now we'll see if they try to stretch the field on 4th down.
Yeah, Paxton Williams doing a really good job as one of the nose tackles for Mount Pleasant, and that's going to help the Mustangs a little bit. 5 yards back towards the end zone, as that's going to be an offsides there against Nazir Carter. So now 4th down and 12 turns into 4th and 7, which is much better, and I'd say a little bit easier to gain, so to speak.
A little easier.
Lyles gets the snap, play fake, trying to find Thompson, and is now in trouble. Has 4 Tigers coming for him, fires it down the field, was looking for Bennett and just couldn't get it there. And the Mustangs go 4 and out.
Man, that was a great defensive play by number 14, I believe, on the defense.
Niehaus.
He read the quarterback's eyes right there, knew that there was a slant that the quarterback was going to try to hit. He stayed in front of it and stayed in that passing lane. The ball had no chance if the quarterback let it go, so the quarterback wisely tucked it and tried to make something else happen downfield. But 14 right there, saving the defensive drive for Mount Pleasant.
So the ball on the 45 is where they will take over here on 1st down. Scott hands it off right side, and ball's on the ground. It looks like Mount Pleasant may have fallen back on it, but the ball did punch out there.
Who got it there? Mount Pleasant, number 64 maybe.
Yeah,
had it crossed up between his legs, about like he was dribbling the football like a basketball.
So Hicks picks up a 1. I guess he gets credit for the yard. So already 7 minutes and 15 seconds to go. That first drive for the Mustangs took nearly 4.5 minutes off the clock. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the top of the play. They're going to flip McCrory from the far side to the near side. And another false start is going to back up the Tigers 5 yards. And if you're a Mount Pleasant coach right now, you are irate. It's just the fact that you come to Loretto, you just want a nice, clean game, a good victory in the region to end the regular season, and you have a bunch of unforced errors, like the fumble. They were lucky they recovered it right there, but again, in a playoff game, you might not.
Sure.
2nd and 14 coming up. Scott at quarterback. McCrory is tailback to his left. 2 receivers to each side of the play. Snap. Scott, that little option, is going to flip it to McCrory, and McCrory gets to the outside and across the 45. Looks like he'll get back to the 46. I'll bring up 3rd and 9. 5 yards there on the carry.
Yeah, going back to the Mount Pleasant and Forced Errors, there's been a bunch of procedural things, whether it's a false start or whether an offsides, like you said, a fumble. The procedural things are something that you want to have down by this point in the year. You don't want to have a false start. You don't want to have guys jumping off sides, and you've seen that kind of common tonight for Mount Pleasant.
Yeah, and this region is one that has struggled mightily in the playoffs as Scott drops back. Feeling some pressure, steps up, floats it, and it's got by Case at the 42. Case to the outside to the 30. It's a foot race. Case down the sideline to the 15 to the 10, and he's pushed out of bounds. They'll mark him at the 10-yard line, maybe the 9. Big gain and a first down, and now a goal-to-go situation. But like I was saying, Bryant, I remember in 2023, this exact region had a team that was 10-0, a team that was 9-1, one that was 8-2, and 7-3. That was your top 4 teams in the region. All 4 of them lost their playoff game, and other than the Mustangs, nobody scored more than 7 points. So this region has struggled in the playoffs, and would love to, and it's little things like that, procedural plays.
Sure.
So big gain right there by the kicker, Braden Case. Laying a little wide out, and a run that is going nowhere. Braden Parrish, the junior running back, going nowhere. Brought down in the backfield. Logan Long, the senior, in on the stop. A loss of 2.
Mount Pleasant has looked good tonight at times. They get their athletes out in space. They've been Scott has been hitting some good passes. If they can clean some things up, they definitely could make some noise in the playoffs.
Yeah, very easily so. And short run out to the 9-yard line. They'll give them 2. John Hanna in there on the tackle. So 3rd and goal coming up. 5-play, 51-yard drive to open the second half for Mount Pleasant. And again, with it being a 30-point game in the second half, we do have a running clock as long as the deficit stays greater than 30. So already 3.5 minutes to go in the third quarter.
This will be a long goal to go from the 9.
And third down, so you would almost imagine have to get somewhere inside the 5, if not a score here. Scott fires across the middle, and it is caught and a touchdown. Didn't see a number there. It looks like it may have been McCrory, number 6, there on the catch.
Yep, I believe that's correct.
So another touchdown for Mount Pleasant. The score 36-0. Extra point team is coming on. A 6-play, 60-yard touchdown drive. Capitalize off the 9-yard touchdown catch for Caden McCrory, his 3rd of the night.
Yeah, that was just a pass play, and Scott couldn't find his first read, his second, his third, buys some time by rolling left and finds Old Reliable there. He's been connecting with him all night.
And Case, the big play that got him down there on the extra point, and it's good. Our score's 37-0. Mount Pleasant with the lead. Mustangs will get the football when we come back next on the X Sports Network.
Here at Fields & Brown Barbershop, legacy means a lot. We're trying to fill big shoes left by my 2 uncles and my grandfather, where every haircut came with conversation and every customer left a little taller than when they walked in. The barbershop is about pride. It's about knowing your barber knows your name and your story. Come see us at Fields & Brown Barbershop, where tradition never goes out of style. 3 generations, 1 legacy, your barbershop.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
A 5-play, 60-yard touchdown drive by the Tigers capitalized off the 9-yard touchdown pass from Cale Scott to Caden McCrory. Now 36-0. I believe 37.
Yes.
Looking at
from what I got.
Loretto scoreboard, the extra point was good, just not up at the scoreboard on the stadium, but it should be right on the scoreboard on our screen. So Braden Case on the kick. The senior has been busy tonight on kickoffs and extra points. 5 for 5 on extra points and has done just as well on kickoffs. And a good kick right there will be fielded at the 15-yard line. And here comes Andrew Riley. Riley getting to the outside to the 40. And he will step out of bounds right across the 40-yard line. Mustangs in better field position to start drive number 2 of the second half.
See if they can get a snap off here. Coming down to 34, 33 seconds left in this quarter.
Yeah, maybe only one snap if they do elect to snap it.
They're not in a hurry.
Not exactly sure what the play clock situation is. Some schools have them on, and it's at 5, so the Mustangs will have to run one more play. Lyles under center. And he will snap it. Hand off to Thompson. Thompson trying to find a little room and is getting some good push from his offensive line out to the 44. They will actually give him the 45, so make it a gain of 5, and that will do it for the third quarter here at Loretto. It is Mount Pleasant 37, Mustang 0. We'll be back for the final quarter of the 2025 season coming up next on the X Sports Network.
Good Works at Home, formerly known as the Summit at Home, is a licensed non-skilled agency dedicated to helping you maintain your independence at home for as long as possible. Our compassionate and caring staff provide support in various areas, including dressing, bathing, personal hygiene, transportation, cleaning, and companionship. Please call our office about services, payment options, and long-term care policies at 931-762-2310. We look forward to assisting you with keeping your independence longer.
I'm Mike Keith, and my friends at Elliott Johnson Insurance have a great partner in Auto Owners Insurance. Auto Owners makes it easy to get life, home, car, or business insurance. Let Elliott Johnson Insurance find the Auto Owners policy that makes a difference in your life. Call Elliott Johnson Insurance at one of their 3 locations, Florence, Loretto, and Lawrenceburg. Elliott Johnson Insurance, moving forward for our clients every day.
This is the X Sports Network.
And we are back. Final quarter of action about to start here between the Mustangs of Loretto and the Tigers of Mount Pleasant. Our score 37-0, Mount Pleasant with the lead through 3. As both these teams look to finish the 2025 regular season on a high note. And they'll give it to Thompson around the right side, trips at the 45, and will fall forward to the 46, gain of 1. So 3rd and 4 coming up. Mustangs went 4 and out on their first drive in the second half. We're off to a bit of a better start here. At least getting some positive yardage. Remember, Brian, on the first drive of the second half, they had the ball at the Mount Pleasant 49, went backwards 1 yard, went backwards again, and then just they got a couple yards back on an offsides, and then turned it over on downs. So 3rd down coming here. And it looks like they gave it to the fullback, Brown. Brown gets near midfield, would need the 49 for a first down.
I think he's going to be a little short. It'll be close. Nope, they give it to him.
I would say this near side official was saying move the change. So that's a gain of 4, and will be enough for a first down on 3rd down there.
That's a pretty bullish spot, but the referees have a better angle at it than I do.
Yeah, I bet say it looked like he needed the other 49, but I guess midfield was good enough there. So 1st down and 10 for the Mustangs coming up.
Loretta's still sticking with the run game here, not really trying to throw the ball a lot, seeing what they can do on the grounds.
The team heads to the line. In the I formation, Lyles has Chapman as his tailback, but is going to the fullback, Riley. And Riley gets a push across midfield to the 49, a gain of 1 there on 1st down. Under the 10-minute mark here in the final quarter. Mustangs breaking out of the huddle as they trail by 5 scores. Down 37 here in the fourth quarter. In the I formation, Riley, the fullback, looks like Chapman is the deep back. Lyles steps back. He's trying to throw it. Going deep, looking for Thompson. Caught! Thompson makes the catch at the 15, at the 10. Makes a move at the 10. Slicing down to the 5-yard line, and the Mustangs have it, first down and goal.
What else can he ask for? Just going deep, throwing it up to your tall receiver. He makes a play and then some. Yards after catch. He had 4 defenders, and it took all 4 of them to bring him down.
A 44-yard completion sets the Mustangs up inside the red zone for the first time, and more importantly, a goal-to-go situation with the ball at the 5-yard line. Lyles under center, Chapman deep as the deep running back. Fullback is Riley, and they'll give it to Riley. Riley trying to get around the right side, breaks a tackle, and he has a whole lot of room coming back to this near side. If he can catch a block, he could go to the 5, fighting for the end zone. Is he in? Touchdown, yes. Mustangs!
Wow.
Andrew Riley needed 5, ran about 55 to get there, and the Mustangs are in the end zone.
Yeah. That's no joke. He legitimately ran sideline to sideline to get in the end zone. That's willpower. That's what you want to see as your season's winding down. Don't give up on the play. Get in the end zone.
Yeah, big run right there by Andrew Riley. And you know what, kids? That's why you run your suicides and your sprints in practice, because Riley needed 5 right there and had to run 60 to get there.
Yep.
Veloz the hold. Chambliss the kick. The extra point is up. And it is through. Our score 37-7, under 8 minutes to go. We'll be back in a minute. You're watching the X Sports Network.
Looking to transform your home or commercial space? Lawrenceburg Flooring is your local stop for flooring, tile, and custom blinds. From sleek hardwoods and waterproof LVP to stunning ceramic and water jet tile, we've got the styles, colors, and prices to fit every taste and budget. With financing options available, visit Lawrenceburg Flooring today, where your design dreams become reality. Your floors, your style, we've got you covered.
This is the X Sports Network.
A 6-play, 60-yard drive capped off by the 5-yard touchdown run by Andrew Riley. But to set it up, the big 44-yard completion from Ben Lyles to Dylan Thompson. And, Brian, I know this is your first game producing for me this season, so your first Loretto game, but that was the way the Mustangs moved the ball. It was getting those big plays to Dylan Thompson down the field. It's been a couple weeks since they hit one, but it felt so good once you got that and then the touchdown the next play.
Yeah, and you love to see the fight still in these Mustangs. Don't look at the scoreboard. Just fight one play at a time until the clock hits double zeros. And they showed that fight right there with the big play, 2 big plays. Amazing catch down the sideline, and then an amazing run going right to left and then some.
All right, so Henry Chambliss to kick, 6.5 minutes remaining in this one. Again, still a 30-point game, so the clock will continue to run. It'll stop for official timeout, so injuries and things like that. Chambliss, a little bit of maybe an onside, type of a squib kick will be fielded at the 37. It was Carter Dunn there to field it. So Mount Pleasant will start there. So 1st and 10, Mount Pleasant at their own 37. As we're already halfway through the final quarter of this season, and it feels crazy to say that because I mean I get it was just a couple of weeks ago, but a few weeks ago we were just getting started, and just like that, it's already coming to an end. And then there's NFL, and they play like 17 regular season games, so then we're just halfway through the season with them. Mount Pleasant, 2 receivers at the bottom of the play. And miscommunication there between the quarterback and the tailback. And a short gain across the 37, maybe to the 38. I'll give him a yard there.
You can correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like some of the backups, that's a backup quarter. Is that Scott in for it looks to me like it's a backup quarterback, so maybe not on the same page right there. He might not be used to getting the on-field reps.
Yeah, it looks like a similar issue the Mustangs had earlier, as it does look like the quarterback is Blake Sherman, the freshman quarterback. So youngster out there getting some early reps. But, that similar mistake the Mustangs have where you're handing off one way and the running back goes the other way. So Sherman in the shotgun has Montez Gilbert as his tailback to his right, a fellow freshman. So getting some of these youngsters some reps heading into the playoffs. Snap. And a miscommunication there, ball out. And I think the Mustangs got it. Dylan Thompson may have fallen on that. And they will. Dylan Thompson falls on the fumble. And not the way you'd want to end that drive if you're Mount Pleasant. Giving the ball back to the Mustangs and a chance to cut into this lead even more as we're under 4 minutes.
Yeah, as I said, I believe that's just some second stringers getting in, not really having the game time experience, miscommunications, not handling the ball very cleanly. They put the ball on the ground, and Loretto takes advantage.
So Mustangs will show I formation. Actually, yes, I formation had a man subbing on late. And miscommunication as the Mustangs will have to call a timeout. So 3 minutes, 29 seconds remaining. We'll take a quick break here. You're watching Mustangs football on the X Sports Network.
Looking to buy or sell in Lawrence County, Tennessee? At Corbin & Company Realty, we know this place because we live here too. We are locally owned and deeply rooted. We treat you like a neighbor because you are one. Trust the team that does local best. Check out our listings like this lush 4.56 acre tract with a 3-year home, large shop building, and a year-round creek. This is just one of the many hidden gems we discover for you. Call Donna today at 931-629-5228. Corbin & Company Realty, LLC, Summertown's only real estate firm.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Three minutes and 29 seconds left in this one. Mustangs get a fumble recovery as Dylan Thompson fell on the ball. It looked like Kyle Sweat, the freshman running back for Mount Pleasant, couldn't handle the transfer from his quarterback, and now the Mustangs have it at the 34-yard line, and they're looking for it. Lyles going deep down the field looking for Bennett, and incomplete. And it looked like Riley was running wide open down the middle of the field.
Yeah, he made the wrong decision. His eyes were to the right. He never looked to the left.
Yeah.
It was kind of a slow. He snapped that from under center. So
it was a slow developing play.
It was a slow developing play. The linebackers kind of came in. The safeties were kind of caught flat-footed, I guess.
Yeah.
And the quarterback never got his eyes to the left. He stuck with the right, and it could have been a play to make, but it was a tougher play.
Second down and 10. Mustangs look like they're doing the same play again, and it looks like Mount Pleasant has it snuffed out this time. Lyles goes down, loss of a yard on the play. So 3rd and 11, ball back at the 35 now. As we'll see what the Mustangs are looking to do here on 3rd down. Still, at this point in the game, it's 4-down territory no matter where you are.
Yeah.
So we'll see what they elect to do. So approaching the 2-minute mark. Mustangs 3rd and 11, going to need a big play. Minute 52. Snap. And they're going to hand it off to Chapman. Chapman left side, and he slips. Loss of 4 there, back to the 39.
We'll see a 4th and long coming up, but no use in punting it or trying to kick a field goal here. We'll run one more play at least.
And with the clock at this point, if the Mustangs don't pick up a first down, in all likelihood, you would just see Mount Pleasant come out in victory formation or maybe just a run play with some of their younger guys.
Yeah.
So Mustangs I formation. Snap. And they're going to give it to Chapman. An end around, and here comes Thompson. Thompson can't beat the defender around the end, Jaden Lanier. And looks like he got back to the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 1st and 10 Mount Pleasant ball at their own 39. And that may be it for the 2025 season for the Mustangs on offense. Definitely not a season that looks, you'd see that would, you had the offense in 2023. You had the offense last year. Didn't get that same level of success this year, but you lost a lot of talent from those guys from the years prior. And, trying to piece together an offense for this season. You had a bunch of great plays, great players. As ball's going to be fumbled, and they already blew the whistle dead. Riley's going to run it to the end zone.
That was a mistake.
Yeah, the official may have just cost the Mustangs 7 points right there. And the Mustangs coaches are irate because the ref just wanted to blow the whistle and go to the house, and that's going to end up costing the Mustangs points.
The quarterback trying to kneel the ball out.
But he never had it.
He never had control of the ball, and the referees blew the whistle dead, and that play is dead. They cannot award a touchdown after the whistle is blown that I know of. They're just going to let the clock run off. So ending on a awkward note right here for the season, but Loretto, I'm sure, has a lot to be proud of for their seniors. They played a long season. I'm sure they fought hard throughout this season. Not the results you wanted, but you finished, and that's important.
So that'll be our final score here, 37-7. I'll give them 37-14 if you ask me. So the Mustangs finish the 2025 season at 2-8. They go 1-5 in region play. Mount Pleasant 5-1 in region play, 8-2, and they will be hosting a playoff game in Mount Pleasant next week. So for Michael Marks and Brian Gobble, this has been the 2025 Mustangs season. We'll see you in basketball here in a couple of weeks. This has been Mustangs football on the X Sports Network.
This is the X Sports Network.